Ooh, hey, it's the Bennington Show, the world's only father-daughter radio team in the 6,000-year history of the planet Earth. Don't believe me? Check the Old Testament. 6,000. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Yo.
And I'm Ron Bennington. I'm going to start this show off today with a question for, I'll say young Vito. I'm going to give young Vito this question. By the way, the hair really looks nice.
It does look good today.
The song that we just played.
Yes.
Was an opening for a late night talk show. A late night talk show in the 1990s. Do you know the show?
The Joan Rivers Show.
Come on, you're just throwing names out. Could you picture Joan Rivers walking out to that song? Gail?
I have the answer.
Yes.
I know that I have the answer.
What is it?
It's Dennis Miller.
Dennis Miller is correct. Vito, that was also the ending song to a 1980s teen comedy. Which teen comedy was it?
Pretty in Pink.
Oh, my God.
No, come on.
Chris, do you know this one?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
Real Genius.
You see how you got in the big room, Vito? You see what you got to do?
That's how
Gail's
you
in the
get
big
in there.
room. Chris is in the big room, and you're stuck behind the glass.
That's why I'm here, Vito. All right?
All right. Oh, don't back me up, man. That never helps.
Come on.
It goes, seriously.
I didn't rub it in.
It goes from a lesson to bullying. And this is a lesson for him to know everything.
I want to get out of 44. I want to be in there with you guys.
You know what? Vito, to me, is a child's name. I think you're ready to go with Vince.
That's a different name completely.
Vincenzo, perhaps?
No, that's not how it works.
Let's do Vincenzo.
That's not my...
Just go with Vincenzo.
Chris, what would you say about the
He's
bullying thing?
aggressive.
Let me just tell you this. So I get out of the cab today. The city is so dead. I had a $6.50 cab ride from the Upper East Side. Now, this is a 1984 cab price. So I get out at the corner here. Because I like to get out the corner, you know, walking a little steps in. And Chris is the only person in the kind of picnic / smoking area. And he's wearing like a dock worker's hat. And he just looks like a big dude. And he's got a look of it. And he's just pacing back and forth. Like he knows he's going to have to whack an old lady in the head with a sock full of hot nickels. You know what I mean? He's like building himself up for it. I'm like, you're supposed to be a producer of a radio show, not an angry fucking thief.
I mean, even just now with Vito, you gave him a little poke, I gave him a little poke, and then he just comes up and punches him in the gut.
Right, and that's how, like, groping goes to rape. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
we're groping Vito, and you're raping him.
We're trained groping like Japanese people. Someone just wrote a book, and she lived in Japan for, I don't know, 14 years or whatever. And she took the train, and she said every day for 14 years she was groped by a different person. Fucking Japan.
Yeah,
where
it's
they
really
say,
bad.
hey, we need stress relief. Now, Vito, I brought up the teen comedy thing for you because you put together a list on the iBang, but let's handle it conversationally. You start reading me a list, I'm going to go crazy and let Chris do his fucking worst.
Please do a bad job.
Unleash Chris.
Can I tell you something, Vito? I bark, but that dog bites. Okay?
I'm not going to get bit today.
You're about
That's
to
all
get rabies, bro.
Okay, even that. Bringing it to rabies. Like a bite isn't enough. You have to take it to a dangerous disease. Basically, the zombie disease.
Rabies and also rapies is how you...
That's him. You ever go back and look at his high school yearbook? It has under likes, raping.
How'd you find that?
All right, Vito. So the premise was what? These are teen comedies that could not be made today.
Yeah, teen comedies that have scenes in them and storyline parts that are just really inappropriate when we're looking back at them.
All teen comedies were very, very inappropriate. And I lived through that era and laughed and laughed and laughed. And a lot of it had to do with exposing the bitch girl.
Yeah, that was a big part of it. And just exposing in general.
And
It
a
was
lot
like
of exposing took place.
Yeah.
So 844 Rock God, if you want to jump into this. 844 Rock God. Teen comedies that we laughed about, we took our friends to, and they could not be made today because the woke movement would stop them in their tracks.
Yeah.
But I'll say there was at least 20, 25 year, maybe even more run of these, because a lot of the 80s is where they peaked, but they were also in the late 70s all the way up to the early 90s. You know what I mean? So it went beyond, because I used to go to the drive-ins when I was a little kid, and there would be constant, we're drilling a hole so we can see the girls shower.
Yeah, that seems to
Which
be...
today you go to jail for. Am I correct when I say that?
I don't think you can do that.
Behavior.
It's a jailable offense.
That woman got arrested for taking a picture in a locker room, so you can't go.
She was arrested?
Yeah, she went to jail.
Well, she also mocked out another person's weight when she was a model. And, you know what I mean? That maybe another fat person could have done that. If they would have tweeted, look, another fat person's here. It's not just me. But she was an unbelievable, just a fucking smoke show.
Yeah. That you're not allowed to say anything about body type.
And she even said, if I have to see this, so do you. Ha ha, or whatever.
Only fatties can call other fatties fatty. That's the way it goes.
It's our word.
We're taking it
Our
back.
other F word. Bill, you think you have one of these, and what do you got?
Hey, buddy, it's good talking to you, Ronnie B. It's been a while.
Hey, we got a big game coming up. I was thinking about you, dude.
Hey, listen, it's the whole city's out of their goddamn minds. At the Flyer game last night, Doug Peterson's dropping the puck. It was they're out of control.
Well, you're going crazy?
They're losing their shit here in the Philadelphia area, baby.
All right, what movie do you have that couldn't be made today?
Court, you tell me you get characters like me and I'm Paulie the penis and sticking your dick through holes and shit like that. It's impossible.
Now, not only was this movie, it was a franchise, an absolute franchise of movies. I think there was 4 or 5 of them, and it really did come. We got to get Tiny, or whatever his name was, laid. He's got a tiny dick. He's got to. Everyone's just like, Jesus Christ, man. Now the same director who made that made Christmas Story, right? So this wasn't considered. Hey, he's crazy. He's like, well, these guys are too little to see tits, but the other guys. And this is another problem that you have with these teen movies. The teens are in their 20s, right? So the whole fucking idea of that, well, they look like they should be fucking around.
Right.
Or even having sex. But when you see actual teens, you're like, maybe you guys should wait a couple years. Is that bad?
Absolutely. And that's why, also, if you're talking about any nudity, you're getting away with it because you're like, hey, the actress is
30.
Yeah. But what you're talking about is implied underage tit.
Yes.
Yes, she's not actually. But what now the story? If we're following your storyline, this is an underage set of tits.
Yeah, and now we're even at the point where, like we said, you couldn't make Porky's even if it was at a college or business, or you know what I mean?
Right.
Like these things cross every line that we have. Vito, is Porky's on your list?
Yes, it is, and it's for mainly the drilling in the locker room scene. But then even above the spying on girls thing, you have the putting the penis in the hole, and then you have the adult teacher grabbing the young boy's penis.
Right, that's true.
Trying to trap him from running away.
And there was also a person from Sex and the City who was obviously a mentally ill nympho. And that was being seen as a positive thing to run into instead of someone who needs to be taken to the emergency room and having her meds checked. All right, so that one made it. Let's go to John. John in Kansas. We're talking about teen comedies. Vito has put together a list. It's up on the Terrabank today with the scenes. Vito, with the
yes, there are clips of the scenes.
Here's John in Kansas. John, what do you have?
Well, they might have barely been teens, but the way they made Bad News Bears back then, I know they remade it today, or not too long ago, but it wasn't anything close to how they did it back then.
What was the big problem with Bad News Bears?
They were drinking, smoking, using ethnic slurs.
Oh, yeah, there is a lot of that in there.
Is there? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I also haven't seen that movie since I was a kid.
Well, it's, I remember thinking it was a classic. I don't know whether I'd go that far today because I got to watch my ass at all times. I figure any show that you finish is a good day around here. Vito, did Bad News Bears make your list?
Bad News Bears didn't make my list.
Because it's not sexual stuff.
No, it's not sexy.
All right. I don't know if sexual and sexy are the same thing.
No, it's not the same.
You just crossed the line, my friend.
Time's up, Vito.
Yeah. Steve in Los Angeles, California, home of the Doors.
Hey, how's it going?
Cool, man.
The movie, Revenge of the Nerds.
Revenge of the Nerds. What exactly happened? I know there was a...
Well, there's a ton of stuff. There's a lot of probably gay jokes they wouldn't get away with today. But They did the panty raid with a lot of boobs, but they had an underage kid in the panty raid then watching all the boobs on camera until the next morning. And then after that, the one guy wears the mask of the president of the...
the bad, and then has fucking sex. Yeah, and then didn't he put her naked body on the bottom of a pie?
Yeah.
And then the fucking guy said he ate my pie when he saw that. You know what? It didn't jump out at me at first.
Oh yeah, that sounds.
But yeah. Did it make your list, Vito?
It did make the list.
All right.
And they covered their tracks because after the rape scene, she says, I didn't know nerds were this good at sex. So it makes everything okay in the movie.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that they would do in those days.
Yeah,
too.
they're like, hey, I'm okay with what just happened.
Yeah, I liked being raped by you. Jay, Tamper.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Cool.
My choice was 16 Candles. And there's a ton of reasons for this one. I mean, you got Anthony Michael Hall, who's just like a total perv. He buys his sister's panties.
That's not his sister, but I can see why you'd see that.
Anyways.
And he's also involved with almost the same scene.
Yes.
He's with the pretty girl and nails her when she's blotto.
Yeah, that was my first, when we brought this up, it was my first thought was 16 Candles. And you can't even call it a date rape because it's not like she even was willingly out with this person.
No.
She has a boyfriend. Her boyfriend then passes her off to the nerd while she is pretty much unconscious, drunk, belligerent. And then he proceeds to have sex with her in a car. And then she wakes up the next morning, the same thing, like, I don't really remember too much, but I think it was okay. But it was rape.
What?
You don't have to guess if it was okay, you were raped.
This was John Hughes who made this, who's kind of the filmmaker for an entire generation coming of age. And I didn't even think it, but you're right. Even the good dude said, here, you take her.
Yeah, he passes her off.
Jake Ryan was a terrible person. He
Jake
actually
Ryan.
says before that, he goes, look, I got a drunk girl upstairs right now. I could violate 10 different ways and she wouldn't even know.
You're right.
Oh, my God.
That is what Jake Ryan says.
He says violate.
Awful.
Yeah, Jake Ryan, piece of fucking garbage. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, did you hear my ex-girlfriend got pregnant after getting raped by a nerd? Because you know that dude didn't pull out or anything.
Yeah, he didn't know any better.
No. Fucking piece of garbage.
Although she was on birth control, because remember that she says, now you're on birth control too.
She gets fucked up.
And then he does a huge spit take.
That girl gets fucked up. Tim, Tennessee, Tim.
Yeah, I wanted to comment about the American Pie franchise.
American Pie came much later than the movies we're talking about. I might have seen the first one because I know the term Stifler's mom, but I'm sure I didn't see the next 9 that they made.
Yeah, I've only seen the first.
There's not even any pies anymore. It's just like American House and American Party.
What would be the big scene in that?
Well, specifically the first one where Jason Stathe's character is filming that chick.
Oh, yes.
They have a webcam.
He's live streaming it.
And she doesn't know she's on the live stream.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't know she's on the live stream.
Totally forgot
and
that.
that's That's frappening right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's straight frappening. Yeah, you're right, Tim. Did American Pie make your list?
Yeah, American Pie's on the list because Jason Biggs sent his friends the link, and then he accidentally sent it to the entire school, and then that girl gets kicked out of her host home because he put her on camera.
Jesus
And then
Christ.
she has to leave the country.
What year is that?
Oh my God.
I think it was 99.
All right, so there you go. I mean, we can go at least from the 70s up to at least 99 right now.
When we were still so unwoke.
Oh, God. But much fucking happier. We were incredibly happier. Tony in Chicago.
I pick Soul Man. Remember Soul Man?
I've seen clips of Soul Man. I know it's a blackface film.
Yeah, it's a white guy who's pretending to go to pretending to be black to get into Harvard for free.
Any sexual stuff take place in that?
No sexual stuff that I can remember.
All right, so just straight blackface. Vito, did Soul Man make your list?
Soul Man's not in the list.
I never really saw Soul Man, but I remember it being somewhat controversial when it happened.
Yeah.
There were
What year is Soul Man?
Soul Man would I think been late 80s, and
Okay.
it's definitely that. I mean, an alt-right idea of look, if I was black, I'd get in
It's
here.
also just like not a thing.
Yeah,
It's
You gotta be Asian.
1986.
And by the way, the reason that Asians gets in because their fucking grades are so unbelievable.
They're really good at school.
Yeah, they're just their parents will not leave them alone. They're not smarter than your kids, but you let your kids jump in a ball pit, and the Asian parents aren't going to fucking waste that out.
Good at school.
I was
He's
actually
good at school.
Yeah.
This guy.
to make the perfect Asian kid fucking film would start with him jumping in front of a train because he got an A minus, and now he's going to be stuck in Princeton like a fucking special needs kid.
It's brought shame to the entire family.
Justin in Boston.
Hey, what's up, Benningtons?
Hey.
My movie is one you definitely didn't make Vito's list, but there has some inappropriate stuff in it, and that's Summer School.
Now, I remember that was
School.
starring the great Mark Harmon
Yeah.
as the summer school teacher who was so laid back he wore a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the governor of Hawaii in many ways.
Somebody wrote to me the other day when we were talking about older guys and said, this is the only man over 60 worth fucking.
Really?
Mark Harmon. And I'm like, he looks like a dead fuck to me. And he's with Pam Dobler, so I can't imagine they go for it. All right, what happened in summer school?
Well, you had the two burnouts that were all over that, like, foreign chick.
Oh, yeah.
The thing was, his one student ended up living with him while he was teaching her.
But he didn't do anything with her, right?
Not that we know of.
All right, so I think the summer school walk the line. Is it on your list?
No, I don't put assumptions into the list.
All right, good.
Okay.
That's smart. Here's John. John, what do you got?
Hey guys, happy New Year. How we're talking a lot. I got Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Fast Times had the abortion scene, which, you know, I still think would pass today.
Right. Again, we're talking about implied underage tits. I don't know if that's going to be a reason to throw it in.
Also, she was in 10th grade or something and was with an adult when she got pregnant. She didn't
Right.
get pregnant from her little friend.
Yeah, she was 15 and she fucked a 25-year-old stereo salesman.
Right. He just didn't check. She lied to him.
He said, "You're 19, right?" And she was like, "Yeah." And then they fucked in a dugout.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They fucked in a dugout. But no, she got knocked up by Damone.
Yeah.
That's who she had that's who got her pregnant. Let's see. Half and a rye. Okay, sounds pretty good. And then he didn't show up. But he did try to collect the money. He just had no money and thought, I'm just not going to go there and face it, which is like dead on the way life happens when you're a kid. Did that make the list for you?
Fast Times is on the list.
Really? I'm surprised to hear that for that scene.
I took it for all he did was say, "You're 19," and then fuck the. I mean, if you're actually having sex with a 15-year-old girl, it's probably going to look like a 15-year-old girl.
No, it doesn't really even matter. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same as
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, she's very attractive.
She puts that little beaver up in front of you. You're going to swear she's 18. Am I right, Doc? Look who it is. Never thought I'd hear from this guy again. Hard Rock Johnny.
Yeah.
Bennington. A couple of mine were stolen already, but I'm going to go.
Everybody has opinions. These things are
those were Johnny's
intellectual.
movies, and you know
they're not intellectual property, Johnny.
I was ready to talk about it, and I don't know. One that I was going to bring up, I don't know if it was brought up yet, was how about Animal House?
Animal House. There was definite peeping went on with Belushi. How you like the peeping, Johnny? How you like the peeping? Then there was a passed out girl who was also underage, whose tits were exposed, but he did not nail her.
Okay.
She was 13, though.
Yay.
Oh, she was 13?
Yeah, she was 13.
See, again, they're just signing an age to an actual adult.
Yeah.
Did Animal House make your list?
It did, because the devil is calling him gay and making fun of him for not fucking the passed out 13-year-old girl.
Did it say gay or something worse?
I think it said homo.
Okay.
So not so bad, but
Right.
almost.
No, by the way, we there is a movie coming out saluting the producers and writers of that film, which I did see the film, and it doesn't. Their entire thing, their entire life doesn't pass the test now because they are rich Harvard kids who look down on everybody.
Yep.
And quite frankly, even back then, they deserved to be beat up. Some of them were very funny, but some of it is like, fuck you, kid. You've lived zero life and you're fucking judging, migrant workers and soldiers and fucking sick infants. You're fucking animals. You should have your own house, and Animal House per se. Did Animal House make your list?
Yes, Animal House is on the list.
Oh, Johnny. See, one of your things did not get stolen. Congratulations. Yay for Johnny.
Johnny did it. It's Johnny's big day.
Talk to you later, Johnny.
Man, Johnny.
We're going to call this National Johnny Day. Ba, 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 ba. Really one of the best endings to any teen
I know.
comedy.
I love it.
And they're just sitting there having the cake.
I know.
between
And
them.
sitting, like, they're sitting on the table.
Yeah. Jake Ryan. And remember, even the
What a
guy's like,
dreamboat.
good. He looks rich and attractive. Ed, in North Carolina.
Ronnie B., what about Election with Reese Witherspoon and Matthew Broderick?
Well, that's an interesting one, too, because there was an underage sex with a teacher, and the teacher was just removed. The authorities were never called in. And then he also had this statement, which wouldn't pass today. But her pussy got so wet.
And that doesn't work.
That will not fly today. Ba, ba, ba,
That movie was
ba.
great.
Election? It's unfucking believable. I hated everyone in it, too. I hated
know.
the teacher.
Every
I
single
hated
one.
the
You hated
fucking-
Flick.
Yeah, Flick is just... and I even hated the dumb Keanu Reeves fucking kid who was like, we had a hot dog and fucked. Tell Kyle that Johnny stole his. Barry, South Jersey.
Ronnie, how you guys doing?
Cool, man.
Napoleon Dynamite, would that be on that list of his?
Now, what happened in Napoleon Dynamite that would have been Me Too movement?
The way that girl, what was her name? The blonde.
I don't remember these scenes.
Running for presidency or whatever it was. You're talking about girls being.
I mean, I know the guy did a really cool dance. You know, that fucking blew up the school.
And Pedro was there.
Pedro's running.
I mean, if anything, Napoleon Dynamite just stunk. And everybody acting like they liked it was a way of making fun of nerds. It was just an anti-nerd movie.
Yeah.
Just love that movie.
But you know what? Which is okay in a pro-nerd world these days. I get it. I see why it had its moment.
But it was ironically acting like, oh, this is, these are good guys.
The only good part was the uncle living in a van in the cornfield. I like that guy.
That's anti-redneck, dude.
Is that on
And
the list?
I accuse a lot of movies some that are being just loved today, like I, Tanya, or Three Billboards, just acting like the South are fucking idiots. And even though I, Tanya doesn't take place in the South, we know those weird Oregon people are fucking necks. You know what I mean? They're no-neck rednecks, I like to call them. Can't get it to catch on, though. I'm going to be totally honest with you. Matt, Ohio, what teen comedy would not be made today?
Hi, buddies. Does this have to fit into the Me Too thing? Because I was just thinking this can't be made today for other reasons.
All right, give it to us.
Direction. Heathers.
Heather's
making light of teen suicide, perhaps.
Teen suicide and teen gayness as a punchline.
True. I love my dead gay son.
Yeah.
It's got bullying.
Yeah,
bullying's cool though.
All that's in
Oh, it's not.
That's why I like the movie so much.
I just know because I hang out with Chris, so I thought maybe it was acceptable now.
I liked it.
I always thought that there was something wrong with me because I remember like watching it as a kid and being like, I don't know why like Veronica's not staying with Christian Slater. Like,
Yeah.
why is she turning her back? Like, just go with it. Like, he's just going to kill everyone in the school. Who cares? He's so attractive. Just keep killing kids.
Bad parents. That's straight bad parents. Tony, Kansas, what do you got? Can't be made today.
How about that movie? I think it was Can't Buy Me Love.
Oh, yeah. What was that movie?
I Can't Buy Me Love. A guy paid the hot chick to act like she was her boyfriend. So when they broke up, all the other girls would like him.
Okay.
This is the Justin Timberlake story. He paid Britney to pretend that they were dating, and then when they broke up, he was able to use that, like date the guy that Britney fucking broke heart. So that does work, and it's worked in every school in America in the full 6,000 year history of the United States. Let's take a look at Can't Buy Me Love to see if there's a scene up here. Vito, did you pick this?
I did not put Can't Buy Me Love on the list.
There were, see, I like these kind of movies because a lot of them did not become popular, but they're out there on cable forever.
Yeah, I think I've caught it on TV once or twice when I was a kid, but
They're like the shittier rip-off versions of the big movies. Mark, what's up?
Better Off Dead wouldn't be made these days.
Now, that's the one with the skiing. It's the guy's a skier.
Yeah, Cusack was so embarrassed by that at the premiere, he walked out and said he'd never work with the director again, and now it's become like an awesome cult classic.
Yeah, John Cusack tried to walk away from his kind of teen thing because he wanted to be a better actor. Now he's like, maybe I should have made a few more of those stuck in my pocket.
Is that Savage Steve Holland? Did those movies with?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Savage Steve also did the other one where they were
on that like
yeah, they were on a summer island.
I like that
one. The cartoonist.
yeah, that was good.
I really enjoyed that with young Demi Moore.
But now I'm wondering what about that movie would be other than, all right, so there's like, again, teen suicide jokes, but is there anything inappropriate?
They kind of
can't remember.
Seem like they're groping around that French girl a little bit.
Yeah.
The fucking weird family.
Christmas. They force a foreigner to say Christmas who knows how to speak English.
And date that fat fuck. And then that dude went on to be somebody that people accused shit of.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think he's the Nickelodeon dude. You ever hear like, I think that he went on to make all the shows on Nickelodeon.
Dan Schneider.
I don't want to start fucking saying names because there's no charges, but people talk about him online. I'll just say allegedly because I don't know any of the story. Is that him?
That's the guy. That's the guy who made Nickelodeon. They definitely look.
Yeah, but
like,
is that the guy?
Yeah, that's him. He made a bunch of the Nick shows. He's still making them now.
Yeah, and we know that part. But is he the same guy from the movies? Go down, Chris.
Yes, he is the same guy in the movie.
And look how much Jimmy Fallon likes him.
Yeah, I know. They're cuddled up.
All right, that's gonna fucking touch in. That's gonna come in. Hey, Jeff in Cherry Hill. Jeff.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, buddy.
So this is another Phoebe Cates movie, and it's Phoebe Cates and Matthew Modine. It's called Private School. It was from the early 80s, and it was just the stereotypical gratuitous topless scenes and
I think that there was even a scene in this movie where the stuck-up girl is riding a horse and somehow gets her shirt ripped off, but she just keeps proudly riding and her tits are bouncing. And if I'm not wrong, I think that was the trailer.
It was insane. And then it wouldn't fly today for the cross-dressing that went on.
Now, it's Betsy Russell. Yeah. You cross-dress to get in, and then she takes off her clothes in front of you. Now, did Betsy Russell go on to do anything? Because she seems familiar, right?
I don't think I've seen her in anything else. I think if you Google her, I think that's it.
All right, she was in Saw 3, Saw 4, Saw 5. She's
got a franchise.
And Private School.
Never seen a Saw.
Yeah, me neither.
I've never seen Saw either.
See if she did anything else in the 80s, Chris.
She was in Tommy Boy.
What did she do in Tommy Boy?
She was Thomasina Boyd.
That's Tomboy, not Tommy Boy.
You're a fucking idiot over there, dude. And this is your thing.
God.
You got Tomboy confused with Tommy Boy?
You said Tommy
Look.
Boy as though there was a girl who's like, you're Tommy Boy, but I'm also a girl named Tommy Boy.
That was deleted extra.
She also played a part called Kitty in a movie called Let's Do It in 1982.
All right, that looks inappropriate.
Well, you know when you have to do the fucking comic strip as your movie poster.
It's always so weird.
The plot is a virgin named Freddie has a major complex about his mother and won't let himself become involved with any other woman.
Oh,
my God. That would have made the list if it was popular enough to be known.
Matt in California.
Hey guys, I have one, but can I just comment on one that's been brought up?
Sure.
One of my favorite scenes of all time. Okay, back to 16 Candles when the grandfather is calling the police, reporting Long Duck Dong missing.
Yeah.
Describing what he's wearing and saying, no, he's not retarded.
Yeah, that is really great. It's very funny.
No more Yankee boy, wanky the dog and the fool. Automobile. Doesn't even fucking make sense. Beautiful girlfriend.
Thanks for letting me borrow the donger.
He gets raped, basically.
Yeah, he does.
Married? Also, meatballs.
Meatballs. The big scene in that, I think Gail has brought it up before, and that's that Bill Murray is kind of inappropriate talking about youngsters.
Yeah, there is a moment where he is giving them the tour of all the bunks. And I believe what he says is, over here, we've got like the 14-year-olds. And he says, they have the equipment, but then says something like, but they better not get it from you, at least not this summer.
Yeah.
And you're like, ugh, we're talking about 14-year-olds.
I don't even think they're 14, man, because if you look at those girls, they don't have the equipment.
Yeah, they say
these are children that haven't reached.
The way he says it is, they have the drive and the equipment, but they don't have the experience, and they better not get it from you guys. Not this summer, anyway. Huh?
Did that make your list, Vito?
Yeah, Meatballs is on the list.
All right.
You can't take people on a tour of a 14-year-old cabin and tell them they have the
And what about for the guy in the doc who goes, I don't jerk off? One of the strangest fucking scenes ever. Chris is sick.
You all right, Chrissy?
Is today your day to go to the doctor?
3:30 p.m.
3:30.
Yeah.
And we'll know.
I don't know if we'll know then. They don't tell me. They're not allowed to tell you what's going on because you have to get sent to the doctor.
Yeah, you look quizzical about this.
Yeah, I thought I was there, and it was on Wednesday is when you made your appointment.
No, it's Friday.
Oh.
Where are you going?
Park West over off 57th Street.
You want us to go with you?
Yeah, we'll come.
Okay.
We're all coming. The whole show.
Okay, Park West. Off we go. Dan in Iowa.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
The great show, Risky Business.
Risky Business. What exactly happened there other than young prostitutes?
Train sex?
Was there a prostitute?
Is that in that movie?
Yeah, there was a prostitute party, but that seems like
all young kids. All young kids.
So you're saying from the boy's point of view, still don't think people would complain about an underage boy getting.
I don't
having
know.
sex.
Nowadays, how about them teachers?
Yeah, but I don't think that's part of the woke movement. Do you?
Yeah, I mean, it probably would. Yeah, it is part of the woke movement, but the circumstances that it's underage boys sleeping with teachers? Is that what happens?
No, he's saying in real life. In real life, the underage boys who sleep with teachers.
Yeah, that is part of the woke movement. You're not supposed to have sex with kids, anybody.
Yeah, but you don't see that with boys. There's a movie out this year that has an underage boy with an of-age gay, and it's being put up as an Oscar-nominated thing. But if that was a girl with a hetero, no. I haven't seen the movie yet, but just hearing the premise alone, no. I don't think that would go down like that. Dave in Columbus.
Hey, I got a quick thing to Stanley, then I got a movie. Chris, there's a $16 million horse race tomorrow in Florida. And the movie on Ridgemont High, what about when Judge Reinhold was whacking it to Phoebe Cates?
Yeah, there's the thing about that was he wasn't seeing her naked except for in his imagination.
Right.
That was just a fantasy.
Yeah. I mean, that is the implied underage nudity, but yes, in the storyline, now he's supposed to be a teenager too, right? He's older than her, but he's not.
He's still in high school.
He's a high school.
You still are allowed to masturbate to whatever thought you have.
Exactly. So he's just touching himself and saying, "What if she got out of the pool naked?"
Yeah. And then she walked in on him and laughed, implying that he had a very small erection.
There was an implication of a small penis there.
Andy in Philly.
Yeah, Ronnie. Hey, how about 1976, The Pom Pom Girls with Robert Carradine, who was also in Revenge of the Nerds?
Now, this film, definitely a drive-in movie film, would not be not only made today, but they would go after everybody for it. And this was probably the film that Porky's ripped off because there was similar scenes. But I even remember there was like a creepy janitor who was watching the girls shower and rubbing the broom against his dick as he was watching.
So gross.
At the time, it was a Fallout fun comedy for everyone to enjoy because this guy never got laid because he was old and ugly and farty.
Gross.
I'm sure there's nowhere to even see that movie today, but I would love to just watch it.
Yeah, I've never
see
even
how
heard of
bad
it.
it was. Yeah, they were the Pom Pom Girls. I think was a ripoff of another film called The Cheerleaders, which they went and porned it up a little bit. But they used to do that kind of stuff all the time. They would just say, "Oh, there's a film that's popular. Let's make a film to trick people to go to that, to think it's another one of these, but it'll just be a low budget sex comedy."
Right.
And yeah, Robert Carradine was. It's got to be, I don't know, fucking 7 years before Revenge of the Nerds, and he's basically playing the same age.
Really?
7 years later. James in Ohio.
Yeah, Bennington. So I'm going to go with Blame It on Rio. Isn't the dad sleeping with the daughter and the young?
Yeah, they would actually, and this is a film that Michael Caine was in, and he slept with his daughter's friend, who is his best friend's daughter, right?
Okay.
And
Joseph Bologna.
Yeah, that's Joseph Bologna is the dad, who eventually comes around to act like, yeah, okay, it happened. But yeah, they would fucking shut this film down. And this was, I believe, after he won the Oscar. And it is, it's fucking creepy. It's a creepy film.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
And there was even a thing where the two dads see these fucking hot chicks that are topless and they're wearing G-strings down in Rio, and they're like, check out these two. And they turn around and it's their own daughters with their tits showing.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then one of those guys bangs that other fucking girl.
Oh God.
And then there's even a woman who comes along that's with Michael Caine at the end. It's kind of scolding the young girl, like, you know what you did to get him to.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If you go back and see it, it's like it goes even further than a lot of these other fucking films that we're talking
And
about.
this is Demi Moore, isn't it?
Demi Moore plays the girl who doesn't get banged, but she's
one of the daughters.
She's pretty disgusted with her friend and her dad, and we kind of see her as a stick in the mud. Hey, Steve in New Jersey.
Hey, Bennington, how you doing?
Hey.
Hey, I just wanted to bring up just one of the guys. You know, the flashing scene and also the cross-dressing part of it, too.
Yeah, there was a scene where the guy had, telekinetic fucking powers, and he uses it to tear off the hot girl's tits.
Yeah.
And not only that, but she becomes an ENF, an embarrassed nude female, which turns on a certain... That's a kink.
Yeah.
That's a kink. One of Vito's big kinks. Vito, are any of these things making your list?
No, just one of the guys did not make the list.
Is there something on the list that no one has brought up yet, and it's not on the phones? He doesn't even know his own list. This is why it's hard for me to let him present. Let's go over here to Richard. Richard in Florida.
Hi, Bennington.
Hey.
How about the movie Class? It had Andrew McCarthy, Rob Lowe, and Jacqueline Bisset.
Now, Andrew McCarthy, a high school boy, bangs Jacqueline Bisset, fucking full-out bombshell.
Loved it.
And he said loved it. But you can even look, like, if you look back at this movie, you're like, why would an adult, attractive woman, what kind of sickness does she have with this skinny little fucking shy boy?
Yeah.
Like, there's something going on.
That's always the thing with the other way around. It does seem like any woman to be just with a nerdy, vulnerable teen boy is like, ew, is she sick? What's wrong with her?
Well, here's one that maybe started it all. This is a 70s film. Jack, what do you have?
Fly Eagles Fly, Ronnie.
Yeah, Fly Eagles Fly.
Yeah. Beat my ass pretty hard on this one, but Summer of 42. Neither a comedy nor, certainly not a comedy.
Now, here's the thing about Summer of 42. Also, a woman who sleeps with an underage boy, but her young husband, had just been killed in World War II. So she was like kind of fucked up.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So we're a little more understanding and be like, oh my God, she needs help.
Right, it's kind of like similar to the Door on the Floor vibe, where it's like she's just so broken that it could cause her to do something so nuts.
Yes, exactly right. Paul in Boston.
Ronnie B, how about we dig into some of Stanley's collection and say any of them Tracy Lords movies might not get made right about now?
Well, I think there was only 2 that are permitted to be seen because Tracy Lords was a hot porn star, I guess late 80s.
Yeah.
And she was, and this is when you still bought videos, right? And she went out supposedly with the producers and everybody because it was her birthday. And everybody's like, happy birthday, Tracy. This is your time. And she goes, I can't believe I'm 18. And she'd already made 30, 40 movies. So everyone freaked out. They're fucking taking down her videos at every adult place because everybody in the country could have been busted.
Yeah.
Every store and anyone who bought a video or viewed the video.
Yeah, so Tracy Lords videos could not be made today, nor should they have been made then.
No, even then we had a law protecting. Here's Wes. Wes, what's up?
Hey guys, one of my favorites growing up was Zapped with Scott Baio and Willie Ames, and
that's the one that had the telekinetic. So who did I say had the telekinetic thing?
Oh, you said one of the guys. Yeah,
okay,
that's
I was
just
wrong. It's Zap.
Yeah, Zap was the one where he had an accident in his chemistry class, and he was able to pull Heather Thomas's top off at the end.
Look at the poster for this movie. It's just him zapping someone's skirt up.
And by the way, that doesn't happen anywhere in the
What?
movie.
Come on.
That is a totally made up cartoon because it's a tit scene, and it was almost like an accident that he did it. But here you can see, like, if you were a young kid in '82, you're like, we ought to go see Zapped. No.
Yeah, I really need to see Zapped. It looks good.
No, you could see by its 4.8 that it really doesn't even deliver.
Love those days. Willie Haynes also takes pictures of the assistant principal and gets her to take her top off somehow for the yearbook. I don't know what that was all about.
Yeah, a lot of times there would just be these weird things that took place. Matt in Tennessee.
Yes, guys. Hey, how's it going?
Cool.
I got actually two private lessons. I don't know if anyone's mentioned that one, and Three for the Road. Both of those, Three for the Road's pretty average for the rest of it, but Private Lessons was the one with the Dutch maid, and he was the son of a millionaire, and she faked her own death after she seduced him. He was like a 15-year-old kid.
I do remember this, and again,
There's so many of these forgotten ones of this
Yeah.
era.
and this one was supposed to even be a little more high end. I think that was like an actress who was respected. Chris,
Yes.
go to
And
Howard Hessman was in it.
too.
Ed Begley Jr. It didn't deliver on any, you know what I mean? It did not deliver for a young man. But yeah, you wouldn't be able to do it. Nikki in California, what's up?
Hi, I just listened, so I'm not sure if anyone said this, but Loverboy was Patrick Dempsey in the 80s. If any of these stay-at-home house moms ordered anchovies, he would go to their house and screw them, basically.
Yeah, they knew by this. It was basic. It was like a guy pimping out young boys. Now, what normally happens is that men would be ordering anchovies, but they didn't put that in that. Just beautiful housewives,
right?
MILFs, if you would order this, and the guys would be like so exhausted. I had 5 anchovy deliveries tonight, and then boys sit at home and go, "Man, I wish I had that job." I'd love to have that job, dude.
I love the amount of these movies that are just made for that. That alone, where it's just like, there's no real, like the gimmick is so teeny tiny and slim. And then you're like, just a place for sexiness to occur.
Right.
And again, you could have guessed with any of these animated covers. Anything that has like an animated cover with a sexy lady pose on it. Like, better check that out.
All right, somebody's just sent me this, that Steve Wynn is the latest being accused of sexual misconduct. And I always thought the thing of Steve Wynn is that he was almost completely blind. I don't know, maybe he could just say, look, I was going for the salt. I don't know.
Can't blame me.
Anthony in New York.
Hey, Ronnie, $1 million, man.
Hey, million.
All right, so this movie had a short run in the early 90s. Tom Cruise was in it, losing it. They go to Tijuana. It's the first time I ever heard John Valti, and the reason they would never do it, Valti's playing the piano talking about bringing your mom to a gangbang, like, throughout 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, I don't recall, and maybe you guys would know differently, but do you ever remember being obsessed with your friends losing their virginity?
No. At least when I was in high school.
No.
Yeah, I don't remember that because most guys lost their virginity to their girlfriends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It certainly is a huge movie cliche.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's where I was from, but I don't remember the guys discussing that. I mean, certainly girls are not usually the ones who are doing that, but
you gotta lose it.
Yeah, seriously, what's wrong with you?
There has
You
been some
prude.
of those. There even has been some of those.
But yeah, I mean, I guess people were kind of obsessive with their own virginity. Like maybe it was more internalized and like, oh, when am I going to lose it or whatever. But I don't remember a lot of just teen bullying on like, hey, you loser, how come you haven't got any yet?
I remember in like middle school being like, high school, you got to lose your virginity. And then by the time you got to high school, nobody was doing that anymore.
Right. I also remember people just saying they lost their virginity.
Oh, yeah. Most people in middle school who told me they lost their virginity were lying. I had sex with that girl. No, you didn't.
Here's her buddy. She was Lewis, Manhattan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Before I give my movie, you had a caller that said they would never do Heathers. They have like a Heathers TV show coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I wonder what it'll be like, though, because how could that be a TV show?
Yeah.
Some murders taking place.
I do think that there's going to be less teen suicide jokes. There has to be. There has
But
to
they
be.
do have that show 13 Reasons, so they may have some jokes in there because it looks like a comedy. But my movie was Girls Just Want to Have Fun. There's a scene where there's like a nerdy guy, and there's like some girl. She looks like she's young. She looks like she might be like 15 or 14. And he asked the girl, he's like, "You want to play Tune in Tokyo?" And she's like, "What's that?" He's like, "Let me show you." He tells her to put her hands over her head and swing back and forth and go beep, 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 beep. And as she does it, he grabs her breast and he's like, "Tune in Tokyo." And he's like twisting her titties.
Oh, that's bizarre.
That scene probably wouldn't happen today.
I only caught a little bit of this movie the other day, and it's fucking psycho. And any movie that's been named after a song usually is. And then I was looking, because Turner Classic Movies was running a bunch of Paul Newman's today, and they start that 30 Days of Oscar. I mean, this is the fucking prime time to catch great movies on Turner Classic. And I don't know when it starts, but there's a movie going on today called Mrs. Brown, You've Got a Lovely Daughter. I'd never heard of it. And fucking Herman Hermits are actually in the movie. And I'm like, well, I mean, should I fucking tape this? I'll never get another chance to see it. But it has to be just absolutely fucking horrid.
I've not seen Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Is that is young Helen Hunt?
Young Helen Hunt is like the nerd in it, and Sex and the City is the big star of it, and she
Sarah
just wants to have fun. But her dad wants her to study, but she wants to be on a dance show.
Yeah, it's one of those dance movies.
And her dancing is just acrobats.
Yeah, it's terrible.
You know what I mean? You just see somebody flip 40 times. And Sharon Doherty was like really young in it.
Oh, yeah. She played the little sister.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, peace.
All right, man.
Urbane, what's up? What movies wouldn't be made today?
Hey, Pretty Baby with Keith Carradine and Brooke Shields, a 12-year-old prostitute, and a 25-year-old man kissing a 12-year-old girl in the movie.
Yeah, and they got her naked and stuff, and she was one of those little girls that had a beautiful face. She became a famous, but they sexualized all of her early movie roles, and she absolutely couldn't act. I mean, she just, there was no reason to put her in there, and there would be no reason to have scenes with her nude. And that movie was beloved by by the critics. Hey, Jill, what's up, buddy?
Remember My Father, the Hero with Katherine Heigl and Gerard Depardieu?
Oh, yeah. I do remember that movie. So in the movie, she is his daughter, and then for some reason they're on this vacation, and then she wants to act like they are a couple, even though it's her dad, so she looks more mature. And the only reason I remember this is for some reason everybody in this, like, whatever, this little vacation spot, everyone knew this except for him. He didn't know she had started this rumor. And so they're all really disgusted because she's obviously a teenage girl. And then they tell him to go up and play a song. And I remember Gerard Depardieu sits down and he's like, "Thank heaven for little girls." And everyone's like, "Oh my God." And everyone's disgusted and leaves.
And she literally walks around in a thong. She's like 14, I think. In the movie. And
super young Katherine Heigl.
Human being, yes.
I actually only recently found out that was her.
And the thing is, they were dating in real life when this took place. All right. Thank you, Jill. You know, France is the only country kind of kicking back against the woke thing. they're like, the women are like, what are you, fucking disgusting? Please. You're trying to take sex away from us. Greg in Long Island. Greg.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one picked Lolita. I mean, this whole segment is about that movie.
Well, Lolita is, an actual work of art, the novel itself.
It's less gratuitous because I feel like there's a lesson in it. It's not like, he is a villain of sorts.
And sick and evil, and you get to see that from his point of view. But there's a remake of it that I think sexualizes the little girl.
Really?
A little more, yeah.
Yeah. You see Lolita as through his eyes, so you see why he's attracted to her. But the point is that you're supposed to see that he's sick, that he's doing something wrong.
And it's also in my opinion, one of the great Peter Sellers roles. Peter fucking Sellers dancing in that movie is as good as anything I've ever seen in any movie in my life. Dave in Iowa. Dave.
Hey, I need to correct you on something on Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
Phoebe Cates she didn't laugh. She actually had an actual unique or genuine look of disgust on her face because when she opened the bathroom door, he was actually, Judge Reinhold was actually jerking off a big dildo. And she saw that and was absolutely, genuinely disgusted. That was the look.
Yeah, but there was none of us that would be able to know that.
Oh, so he's saying her reaction was real.
Yeah, well, but in the film, we're not supposed to know what took place in that way. That's not a correction to us.
It's just a strange behind the scenes add-on.
Let's go over here to Lee in Philly.
Hey, the Blue Lagoon with
Brooke Shields again.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Were they really young?
Yeah, they were very young, both of them.
They were supposed to be somewhere between 12, 13, something like that, I think.
And we were supposed to enjoy their innocence, but
really, we were looking at their beautiful bodies.
Yeah.
There's beautiful child bodies. Yeah, very uncomfortable. Although I was for some reason just fascinated by it as a child because I just thought it was so pretty.
We're going to bring in one of our listeners today. He sent us a thing that he's making a documentary about this fiddle player. And the name of it is Flamekeeper, the Michael Cleveland story. Now, Michael Cleveland is up for a Grammy Award this weekend. And it's a pretty interesting backstory. He wrote to us about it, so I said, come on in. Let's bring in a listener to the show and a guy that I think is so cool making this documentary. Let's bring in John Presley.
In studio is John Presley and Cortland Ingram. John's film, Flamekeeper, the Michael Cleveland story, comes out in 2018. Flamekeeperfilm.com for more information. And Michael Cleveland's album, Fiddler's Dream, is nominated in the Best Bluegrass Album category in the Grammys this year.
So great to see you. I got this email from you yesterday that you were in town. Give us the backstory. What's happening here?
So the backstory is, why I'm here is I'm a longtime fan of Ron and Fez and Bennington show, and have listened for many, many years. And over the years, did commercial work, got into some short film documentary work, and just encountered the most incredible story. And when I heard about Michael Cleveland, heard his playing, and had people telling me, hey, this guy is possibly the best that's ever lived. He's definitely the best in the world right now at the fiddle. He's blind, had multiple disabilities since birth, and now he's nominated for his first Grammy, and we're here at the Grammys this weekend, and it's just incredible things unfold when there's a great story.
So you hear this story, and you know that something pretty cool was going on, right? But how do you get to be the guy who's making the documentary?
So that's what's incredible. I have a musical background. I play the piano. And when I saw Mike play, Mike's a touring bluegrass musician. And a mutual friend said, this guy you've got to see. Went and saw him. And as a musician, I've been around music all my life. You see good music, but when you see great music, when you see the best in the world at what they do and you see it up close, it's almost like a spiritual experience.
Sure,
You just cannot believe what's happening. And so when I saw that, I was like, I got to learn more about this guy before I approached him. And as I researched, I was like, no one's told his story. Well, he's been hesitant to tell his story. He never wanted to be the blind fiddler. He never wanted to be the guy with the disability. He wanted to be the world's greatest fiddler. And he accomplished that. And so just a timing thing to where he was ready to tell his story.
Before you met Michael, were you into bluegrass, or was that kind of just having met him and then?
Yeah, kind of, country, bluegrass. I love all genres of music. I'm from the Ozarks, so I'm from southern Missouri. So we're familiar with all of this, but I not really recognized until I got into Michael's world and we traveled the country and we've played with some of the world's best alongside him. I didn't realize how good bluegrass is. And like all genres of music, when you get to the top, it's good.
Yeah,
it's good. So a lot of times bluegrass will get that label of being, a bunch of people on the porch picking. Well, that does exist. But when you get to the best of the best, like Bela Fleck and Michael.
And these people draw big. They
draw big and have real careers.
Yeah.
And when you hear it, it's on par with the greatest jazz in the world.
Right.
These guys are phenomenal.
It's kind of closer to jazz than it is country. And that's what I think is confusing to people, because country music fans go because there's a fiddle, but these guys will improvise and they go deep, and like you said, you can't be so and hang out with these guys.
Yeah, improvisation is the root of bluegrass. You'll have a form of a song. It's just like jazz. You got a form of a song. You play the head, you play the melody, and then we're going to trade solos and we're going to see what we do creatively with that. And bluegrass is that as well.
And this is, I don't want to get into bluegrass because we're really about this guy, but so his disabilities and how did he get to this point?
So what's fascinating to me is I wanted to understand how did he become so good, because as a musician myself, I knew and have felt in experiencing that real musical talent, there are prodigies that exist, but it comes through work, it comes through practicing.
Right.
I wanted to see with Michael, did it come purely through practicing or was he just naturally? And it's all hard work. It's like most anything. He knew at 4, 5, 6, 7. He was at a school for the blind. He was like, I don't care that I'm blind. I'm going to learn what I need to learn to deal with that. And then I'm just going to play. And he knew at 4 and 5 that he wanted to have his own bluegrass band and be the #1 bluegrass fiddler in the world. And that's just all he did.
And like you said, it comes from work, but it doesn't seem like work when a person is that obsessed. You know what I mean? That's the thing. They're going back to the thing that makes them feel good, that makes them feel comfort. And that's why you always try to tell a kid, just find something to love. But you're kind of lying to them because you have to love something early on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm always fascinated by any kid who has whatever that obsession, that drive is for one thing that stays with them through adulthood. Because kids go through little obsessive things, but it is truthful. Like, you never know when you're going to find a kid who has that kind of obsession and it's real. Like, they are going to have that drive forever.
I had it for bullying was my thing. And I don't do it as much as I used to, but there's a little every day.
Yeah, well,
there's a little every day.
How you get good at it,
Thank you. I like to think I'm one of the best. So, but you guys have never really made a documentary before, and he turns his...
Yeah, not a feature-length film. I kind of had a body work that I was able to present to him. And what I've learned, and I actually had a documentary kind of made about my family years ago. So I got into that world, made friends, saw how it worked, was doing it kind of parallel thing. But it's like anything. I knew I was the person to tell this story, just had to convince him. So what have we learned in this year of traveling and making our first documentary is it's as much about sales as anything.
Sure.
Going out and saying, we're telling this story. We're trying to make one of the greatest music docs of all time. This is an incredible story. It needs to be told. And doors have just opened. We were just in Nashville 2 days ago with Bela Fleck. He's the world's greatest banjo player, 14 Grammys. Vince Gill, he's a country legend, 21 Grammys. These guys are Mike's friends. They just want to get together and play with him. So that's continually happened where just people want to show up and play with Michael. They're like, oh, there's a film about Michael? Yeah, we'll show up in the living room, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It's been spectacular.
So this thing, just once you start it, it's been snowballing. What do you want to do with the film, though?
So as we're starting to wrap it up, doors have opened to where we've, like I said, we're from the Ozarks. we're not connected to Hollywood, but doors are open to where we've been able to, get, lawyers, music supervisor, people to make this a legit feature film and budget. And it's been phenomenal. And so our hope now as we finish it, we're working the festival circuit, trying to get, accepted to some top festivals. And our aim goal is to be on a major platform and distribution in 2018.
So you got some people to put some skin in the game. You got some real people that
people
were able
believe
to
in
put
the
up,
story. Yeah. And like I said, I feel strongly that when you try to do things for the right reason, you put in the work, you're trying to tell a great story. Our goal is to inspire people with Michael's story, but to do that, we need a lot of people to see this film.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we need it on a top platform.
Well, what's great too, and it's changed since, like you say, you're looking for a platform, is that you can, from the privacy of your own house, go, well, what is this? And then you have a couple minutes of a topic that you have never had any interest in before. Go, whether you're going to stick or not in the first 3-5 minutes. And it's happened to me so many times. Now, I'm a guy who would always go to a theater to see a good documentary. But there are so many amazing stories out there right now. So many.
Yeah.
And the fact that you feel like this story that you have.
The story's great, and like I said, with the music background I have, when you get around the world's best, it's just jaw dropping.
Yeah.
It's just and you guys know that it's just unlike anything else. So one of the other points of the film really is we're talking about bluegrass, but as we uncover Mike's world, Mike can play any genre of music. He's just become famous in bluegrass, so he's a prodigy in that sense. So that's the doors that we're trying to open for him, and the film uncovers that. Is like, Mike can go play jazz or swing or with a rock group or whatever he wants to do. Just give him a work tape. He goes in his basement, he comes out, and he's just, the world's greatest. So we're excited. We want him to win this weekend. If he doesn't, being nominated for his first Grammy, he's going to be back. So
it is always interesting too when you talk to musicians that they don't have as much genre stuff as the fans, right?
Yeah.
So I've talked to country musicians who bring up Coltrane, and I'm like, I wouldn't think, and he'd be like, why wouldn't I like Coltrane?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make as much sense to them because they think in music.
But music fans do draw those lines, and they're like, look, I only listen to metal, I only listen to country, whatever that thing is, whatever that narrow road is. But you're right.
Yeah, but do we get pushed that way? Did we get pushed that way, like, let's say by radio formats or the way record stores line stuff up? Because if you look back, the band didn't see any difference between country and jazz and rock. But at some point, we started to move that stuff apart.
I agree with what you said, John. Like, if you open yourself to it, even genres that you don't think you like, wait until you find the best band or the best group in that genre, and you go, oh, now I understand. Because bluegrass was something that was like later in life I came to. I think it was like Gillian Welch probably, and then that opened up that genre to me, and I was like, oh my God, this is fantastic music. But it wasn't something that ever would have been on my radar.
Yeah, but that also, there's something that changes as you get older where you have more of an appreciation of jazz or classical that for some reason you don't have when you're picking out that music that's going to stick with you, your high school music that you end up listening to for the rest of your life.
And it's just such a big world as you get out and learning about a genre that maybe you don't know a lot about, and you get to travel and you meet bands, you see what they're doing, like, oh, this guy's got so-and-so's got a tour bus. They're not making a career of this. They're paying their band salaries. They're drawing at festivals. And then, so you talk about bluegrass, and then you realize there's subgenres within that. There's traditional, where Michael falls in with his touring band. There's all these progressive groups that go and play Bonnaroo, or like, or maybe you get into kind of the hippie West Coast folk realm, which folk is an even bigger genre than bluegrass as far as, financially. So I'm learning a lot about that, and it makes you think about all these other genres of music. Obviously, there's subgenres, there's careers, there's lives being changed in those genres that I have no idea about. So it's just such a big world. I'm always shocked.
And yet, at the center of it is this guy's genius, and where did it come from, and how come he lives his life that way? You know what I mean? How does one person just get hit with that stick, and that's their thing? I'm always fascinated by that.
If any of us can ever tap into that passion, I feel like through Mike's story, what we've learned from his is he knew that this was his thing, right? And he just, boom, went for it. And his parents never pressured him, and that's what he wanted. So if each of us find that thing, You'll know when you know. And then it takes the work. And that's what Mike tells us all the time. And I realize from playing the piano growing up, it takes work. Guess what? Nobody just sits down and plays the piano. It takes time. You have to spend time in the basement alone practicing your instrument, and it stinks sometimes. But that's what Mike did. And guess what? Here he is.
And most of us try an instrument and it doesn't come to us fast, so we quit. We just, 100%. That's not easy. I quit. Well, I hope you're back here for the Tribeca Film Festival, because I'd love to see the other side of this when the film gets made. And congratulations.
Thank you.
To you guys, because that's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing just to get where you are right now. You know what I mean? That you got to have this experience.
Yeah, it's just, again, you put good things out there, and it seems to come back. So we're just, like I said, trying to tell a great story and inspire people. We need some positive stuff out in the world. And love you guys, love your show.
Thanks,
Gail. You're phenomenal. And
good luck this weekend too, because that would be cool to have that scene
right on
in the movie. All right, thank you so much.
Flamekeeper, the Michael Cleveland story, is coming out in 2018. Flamekeeperfilm.com for more information. And Michael Cleveland's album Fiddler's Dream is nominated in the Best Bluegrass Album category in the Grammys this weekend.
All right, we'll be right back. Bennington. Beady, beady, boo. Bennington Show. Friday. Or as Vito calls it, Fried Fish Day.
It's Friday. You guys remember that?
Yeah. Oh, I loved mocking that girl and bullying her because she's stupid, but rich.
Right.
But stupid.
I remember how mean they were to her friend in the pink shirt who couldn't dance. I just remember that they were just obsessed with that girl who was like really awkwardly dancing.
It was always supposed to be like a fucking thing that went around to the friends.
Yeah, it should not have.
Friday. Now, we ran into somebody from the booking department, and they were disappointed that Vito ruined the surprise about Scott coming in. They wanted to keep that a surprise.
No, that was actually, he was referencing another booking, which is when Brocco came in. Brocco Hearn, as I call Brocco.
And that was supposed to be a surprise for you?
Yes, you guys had set it up. But it was still a surprise. But it was like he said Brock was coming in about 30 seconds before he walked in the door. So he's like,
I don't even remember that. Now I'm really mad.
I know. What happened was you guys were setting up. My back is to the door, so I'm not seeing anybody who's coming up from behind. So you just say, who's that guy that you like? And I'm like, oh, you're talking about Brock O'Hearn, who I love. And then all of a sudden, like, I can't remember why you asked Vito a question. He's like, that's why it's so crazy that he's coming in today. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Why would you do that, Vito? I don't even remember this story, and I'm furious right now. Liam set you up to be back in the doghouse.
He did.
Years after it happened. Leonard Skinner is doing one last tour. I believe 41 years after they should have, but whatever. One last chance to go out and see that music. I think there's only one guy.
I should.
There's only one guy left.
And I know that's like kind of the weird. That's the reason I've never had the pull to do it, because we are talking about one original member.
Right.
But I still think it might be a fun experience to get to hear that music live.
Yeah, I mean, like it would be like if you went out to see Robbie Krieger and three other guys and they were doing Doors music.
Right.
I guess you could say at least we had a night of the Doors music. But they're doing a thing where a bunch of other bands are going to appear with them this summer. They're making it kind of fun. I think it's like Charlie Daniels and 38 Special, and it's just a giant list. Bad Company, just a giant list of 70s people. And it'll be your last chance to hear this music done by the brother of the lead singer.
Yes. Do you get that thing where you're like, when you find out, oh, I've got to see this band before they stop touring, or before, you know?
Not in this case, I don't.
Right, but do you get that thing where if you haven't seen someone and let's say they stop touring or they pass away, it's like a huge regret for you?
I don't think so, because normally the only thing to brag about is seeing people at their peak anyway.
Yeah.
And sometimes their musical peak comes years after their songwriting peak. You know what I mean? But that thing, I don't have a list of people I could check off. And I felt like I saw all the people of my time that I should have.
And you saw them in the moment. You should have.
I saw them in the moment. I saw a lot of the great 70s and 80s. Like, I had an opportunity to go see Nirvana during the Bleach album. Flipper brought it up to me, and I'm like, why would I go over to a club? See this fucking band. Stop asking me questions. And like 6 months later, he asked me to see Sublime the same fucking way. Like, no, shut up.
I don't know that.
You go out every night like a nut. Here's one for you, and I find this odd. Steven Spielberg is going to remake West Side Story. I see zero reason for this.
Yeah, that's. I don't think it's necessary.
Now, I get that Steven Spielberg wants to check off a box that says that he made a musical. Why not
a new one?
Yeah, a new one, or do one of those things where you take music that already exists and do something with it. But why remake West Side Story? You're not going to make it any different or grittier. It's still going to be a kind of a white version of that story.
Yeah, it is already. Yeah, a very whitewashed kind of.
But it was.
Yeah,
we're the Jets.
I'm in a gang.
Looks like somebody's getting stabbed tonight by a Puerto Rican man. But some of the songs are unbelievable.
Yeah,
in that thing.
It
but
does have great music.
It was a Broadway version of a street fight, so it was always odd. But Somewhere is one of the greatest fucking songs of all time.
So good. Yeah. There are really fantastic songs in that movie. But I don't think it is something that needs a retouching. I just don't. I think
I think it was an Academy Award winning movie and a Tony Award winning play, and we got it. It's there.
I literally thought that was in my head. Why do I not know how headphones work? I'm going nuts, guys.
We get to hear this whole... Is there a way that you could cue this up just in cue with you listening?
I think... there is.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, that would make sense, right? Then it wouldn't come as an odd thing all the time. Because there's no reason to have that... It's not adding to it, You want to hit hook. I forgot what we were talking about.
It was great.
Yeah, there's no reason to make this. It doesn't do anyone any good. And if he did it as great as he possibly could, people would be, but it didn't have the shock of when this thing came out, because there weren't Puerto Ricans in musicals. Even fake Puerto Ricans played by white guys.
Right. And I think if you end up, if you do make it grittier, then it's not going to feel the same. If you modernize it in any way, that's going to be not good. If you try to modernize the music or the feel of it.
Yeah, you don't have street gangs like that in the West End. I mean, Vito lives in the neighborhood of where that was done. And it's not a dangerous place anymore.
Not at all. And, you could see my building being built in that movie. And the spray paint at the end of it on the credits? My dad and my uncle, their names are spray painted in it. Like their nicknames.
What was your dad's nickname?
I think it was Turk or Turt or something like that.
Turd?
Turd?
Turk or Turt.
Brock's coming in.
Why would he spray paint his own nickname Turd on something? That's not good.
They call me Turd because I took a big shit one day. Are you happy with your baseball class? We talked about it yesterday. You're happy with it?
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I grew up hating Chipper Jones with a passion, but I can't not respect him.
You hate him because he was the thing. He's the best. He's the best of his time. He was the Chipper.
I'm a little disappointed.
He was the first Chipper.
I'm disappointed that Vlad's not going in as an Expo and he's going in as an Angel.
That's his choice, though, right?
It's their choice now. But the Expos don't have that much representation in the hall.
That's why he doesn't want to do it. There's no one to invite him back to a fucking dinner. It's gone. I played in the Mickey Vernon Little League, right? Mickey Vernon was a great player for the Washington Senators. After they left, there was no one to fight for Mickey Vernon. He belongs in the fucking Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But no one gives a shit because it normally would take the sports writers and that team to keep going, hey, did you ever take a real good look at Mickey's numbers? You put this other guy in. Please don't get me started on fucking Mickey Vernon, Vito.
Oh, God damn it. Vito, why'd you bring this up?
Brock's coming in. Here's Brock again.
What?
Is Brock's not even popular anymore, is he?
Yeah, I think he still
Good
has
for
his
him.
thing going.
I think it was just in a commercial.
He was, yeah. He was just in a commercial. I believe Queen Elizabeth was the one who sent that to me.
Thank you, Queen.
Really sexy in it. And, yeah.
Make sure I get to see that commercial. We got to have him back in. Now, the XFL is coming back.
It's back.
Well, in 2020, it'll be back as a patriotic league. No troublemakers.
Okay.
And nobody doing anything but standing and saluting the flag.
That sounds boring.
Yeah, last time it was the bad boy league that hit.
Now
you
it's
know?
a good boy league?
That hits. Yeah. I didn't think this had much of a chance, but even after I heard this thing by him saying, even if you have a DUI, you will not play in this league. So he thinks he's playing directly to the patriotic
I see.
People that have dropped the NFL, but I think he's making a mistake thinking that there's a big enough audience of people who want to be patriotic with football. The patriotism has always been a side thing of football, but it really is like, yeah, America's great because we have football. It's really hard. It would be very hard to do what he's doing, but to narrow that down makes it even harder. I mean, I think that the only way to do it is if you made some bastardized version of football, like spikes in the fucking helmets or shoulder pads. But
A
right
Running
away,
Man situation might be good.
right away, Johnny Manziel tweeted out, yeah. And then he heard, no DUIs, no partying.
Oh, I'm out.
I mean, there's only two people that I think could draw for your league. And one is an alcoholic maniac, and the other one plays for the Mets. Can you think of anybody else out of football that would be a star that they would get other than those two guys? Two college stars like that?
No. Maybe like a Chad Ochocinco. I don't think he does any.
He's
press.
too old. I mean, you can't have a senior league in football. It fucking hurts too much.
Even the number one quarterback in the draft this year is like a big party animal, so you can't even go after a guy like that.
Yeah, well, make no mistake, they're not going to outpay the league. Their initial thing was, we're going to make this a crazier, wilder league, and you can go nuts. And even now, I just don't see the patriotic angle having the same bite as that.
Yeah. I mean, it's in competition already with itself. It's like there's an identity issue there.
Oh, against the old XFL that we're going to go, hey, the old XFL was at least fun.
Yeah.
And it's 2 years from now, so maybe the kneeling thing won't matter in 2 years.
Of course it won't matter in 2 years. People will move on. They're going to settle this in the off season. And again, the NFL has problems. One of those is that, you can't have the kind of hits. He was acting like that was a good, clean hit that knocked out Gronk, right? You can open yourself up to lawsuits because they now know that those kind of hits lead to guys that fucking, have to eat their meals with a spoon the rest of their life. Yeah, I don't see it. Chris, what's up?
Hey, Bennington, how are y'all today?
Hey.
There is a thought about the timing of the XFL and just some things that seem kind of curious to me is that, so Linda McMahon's on Trump's cabinet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got, all the stink that was made by this administration about, all the kneeling and, just stuff that, so, how much of this was a setup, for the XFL, trying to get market leverage.
There's no doubt that you're right that he thought, hey, I could easily get Trump to come over and promote this league, and Trump probably would. But like we said, 2 years from now, that may not matter as much as it did and you can't have Trump at every game. You know what I mean? It's not going to go down. Maybe he thinks Trump will jump in with him after. But name a network that wants this league. I mean, NBC tried this years ago.
So this it doesn't have a network affiliation right now.
No, he just announced
it just seemed too coincidental that or the McMahons gave all the money and
yeah, I mean McMahon definitely thought, hey, I have a chance to jump in with Trump's populism, but you don't know where that's going to be. I mean, Trump could be on to 5,000 other things within 2 years,
right?
Easily, and who knows whether he's going to be reelected in 2 years? You just don't know.
You're not, yeah.
And I mean, are people going to blame football if he's not reelected? I mean, I don't want spring football. This is like my 5th or 6th fucking spring or summer league. Doesn't matter to me. Move on to other sports. I've already been programmed to what time of the year fucking football is.
Too hot for football.
I'm just happy that the fucking Super Bowl isn't this Sunday. You just have a nice, peaceful week.
Yeah,
this doesn't seem peaceful having your team in it.
No,
it doesn't seem fun.
It's really it's more stress because I do remember past seasons. The Eagles in recent past seasons might have started off slow, then they'd gain some momentum, and we're like, okay, what's happening with this? Then they would completely fall out, and then there was a strange feeling of relief. First, disappointment, but the next feeling is relief. You're like, now we'll move on. We'll watch the playoffs. We'll watch the Super Bowl, and we'll get on with our lives.
Life goes on.
But now this is dragging out.
You bury
anxiety.
the body. What you want to do is bury the body by late November, early December.
It's true.
Chris buried his body week 3. He hasn't felt any personal connection, and quite frankly, even when the Giants are good, he doesn't know who the fuck they are or what they're doing. I mean, he is a bandwagon guy if you've ever seen one.
Well, I think we all know that.
I love the Giants.
Do you?
Pat Shermer's our new head coach. Exciting things happening.
Wow. Look at Mr. Inside over here. Look, let me just say this. I've been watching if I watch most sports right now, talking head stuff, I just turn it off for 2 reasons.
Yep.
Number one, they say the Patriots are going to win, and it's depressing. 2, somebody will say the Eagles are going to win this, and then that feels like a fucking jinx. I'm just like, why don't you keep your fucking mouth shut, Jinxie? Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
before I come down there and kill you.
Neither response feels good right now.
Nothing feels good.
Because even when you don't feel it's jinxy and you just feel like, is that possible? Then you start to feel crazy. You know what I mean? Like if somebody's like, hey, I have a good feeling about the Eagles, you're like, do you? And then later you're like, God damn it. Why'd you get in my head? I get all wishful and excited.
To me, it sounds like when they're saying like the Eagles can beat the Patriots, it sounds like, hey, if you start flapping your arms up on your roof, you'll probably start flying. Just run off. They're like, you're trying to hurt me. I might not even watch the game at all. I might just go to a movie and shoot heroin during the game. And then when I come out of it, I'll know what happened.
What movie? Shape of Water?
You're a real ball buster, aren't you?
I'm not trying to bust your balls.
Why are you
Now, why would you
teasing
bring
him?
up Shape of Water? You know that I've just said, I was just honest enough that I let you know that I was anxious. You're like, why don't you go see Shape of Water? I know what comes after that, the other F word.
You shouldn't tease him when he's in a sensitive time right now with his team.
East End Rob wants to tell us about the West End girls. Go ahead, Rob.
Actually not, Ronnie B. You brought up a good point about what network will take on the XFL. NBC, if I remember right, lost their NFL coverage.
Exactly.
That was their feeble attempt.
So they said, they were trying to give a big fuck you back to the NFL, and it cost them money.
Exactly. And one other question. Would they have a Hall of Fame induction ceremony at halftime, the XFL, when it comes back to honor He Hate Me?
First of all, that would be the funniest thing that could happen. I'll tell you, like, I don't normally like that kind of weird pop humor, but when I saw those fucking pictures yesterday of Michelangelo, the Ninja Turtle, at Michelangelo looking at his pictures, I fucking fell out laughing.
I don't know what it is, but there's something hilarious and adorable about this. Michelangelo,
so stupid.
Look at the first of all his expression, like as he's standing there admiring the work, and then that adorable, like just like staring at the drawing. He's loving it.
It's hilarious. It's really, really funny. Now there's a thing up there, a video that got done.
Yes, it is one of the, the many viral tweets that goes out by at McJesse on Twitter, Jesse McLaren. So go ahead and play this, Chris.
Didn't you think that Vito was going to be our Jesse McLaren?
In so many ways, I did. I did think that. But you know what? Jesse McLaren is 1 in a million. Nobody really understands how he was able to crack that code. But God damn it, he did it. He's got celebrities retweeting him all the time.
He's still adorable after all these years.
He is.
He came out when we did the our stand-up show during New York Comedy Week, and he was very, very kind. And if I compared to what he said to me after that show to what Vito said to me after that show,
oh my God,
night and day.
Totally different, huh?
Yeah.
Vito, what'd you say?
Nothing.
Oh.
Vito, you didn't even
Here's
say
what happened.
anything?
I walk out of the place. Jesse says to me, "Hey, I have to watch everything these days." And he goes, "I just don't laugh anymore." And tonight I really, really laughed. And
really
I'm
sweet.
like, "Jesse, thank you so much." I take 2 more steps. There's Vito. And Vito says, "They said that we were going to get free food, but then the lady said that there's just a discount." I just go like this. "Vito, here's 100. Go eat whatever you want. I'm trying to have my moment."
Vito.
And he goes, "Do you want change for this, or so I could have $100 worth?" I go eat all the fuck you want, Vito. But please try to be a little more like Jesse McLaren. Why don't you try to make the cool fun and go like have celebrities
Yeah,
retweet?
like, how come you have never had like celebrities retweet
Not
you
one.
and like 1 million
And
followers?
We know celebrities.
Yeah.
And I go, a very well-known celebrity said to me, Pulitzer Prize winner, "I'm not going to retweet Vito's shit." And I go, "Well, he works hard at it. I don't think it's shit." And he goes, "Ron, did you look? It's him taking a shit."
Vito.
Oh, see,
And
that's not gonna.
the name of the meme was Vito taking a shit.
That's too blunt, and there's not a viral quality about that.
Yeah, that's just scat.
All right, you know how you made your, quite frankly, failure of a thing today where you lined up 80s rape films, you called it.
My favorite rapes. It was titled.
Do you want to finally make something good? Put together a list of you honoring Jesse McLaren's great work.
Okay. I would love to do that.
Then try to be him, okay?
Learn from him.
I'm growing my hair out like him.
Learn it.
That's the first
Love
step.
it.
He's trying to get it back to hair because he knows we had a smile with that the other day.
That's a safe space right now.
No, he tries to return it to hair as much as he can.
Today on the agenda, my hair. I think you guys will notice my hair is different.
Shampoo?
What he is doing to me right now, Chris, do me a favor.
Okay.
Go down to the break room.
All right.
There's a big, sharp knife down there. Bring it up to here without telling me and just slit my throat.
I'm not.
So I bleed out.
God.
Not slitting your throat.
Look,
over
Vito, what you've made him do.
Get me the big knife! Vito said to me, "What don't you mind buying a fake or bootleg version of?" And I said to him, "Producer?" Why would you even bring that up, Vito? We're past the buying a fake and bootleg, right? There's no such thing as DVDs anymore.
I've been considering buying some bootleg sneakers.
Why?
Bootleg sneakers.
Some Yeezys from China.
But here's the thing: that's something women do with a fucking handbag. No man is defined by his shoes. Any person who is young and black.
But I don't get to wear like cool sneakers because of my foot size. And then I saw a fake pair of Yeezys in my size.
Are you saying that these are illegal?
Yeah, they're from China.
So they're illegal.
They're completely illegal. I just have an app now where I could get stuff from China.
Chinatown. You're not getting it from China, but Chinatown.
I thought you were saying, when you were saying what bootleg products do you not mind buying, I thought you were saying it in like the late 90s way, where like people used to say ghetto, but like when they said bootleg, like, oh that's bootleg.
I didn't even know that.
That's what
That's
I
fucking
assumed.
racist, what you're saying.
No, I mean really bootlegged. I'm not being racist.
I don't know. I
Who
don't
are you
buy
gonna
illegal
impress with your
goods.
fake fucking shoes?
I just wanted some fake. I just wanted some Yeezys, and I thought,
Why did you want them? How was your life going to change with those?
Pull up a Yeezy and let me see if this is worth bootlegging.
the Yeezy
anyway.
Boost 2.
Dude, my favorite song is "You Got to Take It Easy." That commercial is amazing.
Okay, Vito, I'm gonna tell you right now, on a foot your size, that's going to be very
It's
unattractive.
going to look like carpeting.
I mean, that is. I don't like the way that looks, but I could only imagine that on a petite foot for a man or a woman. I can't
Send
imagine.
Jen in. This is more of a Jen thing.
She knows about the sneakerheads.
Yeah, I mean,
Vito's just trying to beat.
I'm sure she's dated sneakerheads before. Well, she's got the worst run for
She
somebody
does.
who tells us she was an athlete. Jen, would you like a guy more because he was wearing these Yeezys?
I kind of.
You
So-
like a Yeezy?
I
You
saw
don't think
someone yesterday.
Is it because they're expensive?
They are? Yeah, I think that's what. And
How much they cost for real?
well, like now that they're reselling them,
Yeah.
but I don't know the original price.
600.
All right, and what are they reselling even more?
Yeah.
Now, what would you be paying for your fake Yeezys?
$45.
Okay, now you want to look cool, right?
Yeah.
People are going to look at you and say, "Those are not $600 things. You're faking knockoffs. You're going to look like worse than you do now, walking around in your clogs."
And in my personal opinion, this is an already ugly shoe. Now you're going to bootleg said ugly shoe, and you're going to put it on a size God knows
You know what?
foot.
He'll wear them to work, and they'll fall apart before he even gets up here.
And I know that Jen says she likes them, but I've seen her compliment a shoe that when I heard her complimenting this person's shoe, I looked down and I was thinking to myself, that's the ugliest shoe I've ever seen. I'm going to write the person's name down and nobody say it.
Okay.
But she was giving this person like, ooh, look at those. And I was like, that is the ugliest shoe I've ever seen in my
Now, why would that guy even wear it? Because nothing is
Because
going to
I
make him
can't
look
say
better.
Who he's friends with, because I would give it away.
You write down who he's friends with.
It's hype beast culture.
Now, if shoes could make you happier, right?
Yeah.
Why would Voss go around as miserable as he is?
And he makes him try to look real cool.
Oh, God, that's hilarious. We can say that one, right? So that dude is cool.
Yeah. He is.
Okay.
Cool, yeah. He's kind of like he's a guy where you go to get like some cheaper things. Like I think it would give it away. But he gave him like a really nice book bag.
Look, the truth is, I'm wrong. These are popular shoes.
Yeah.
Jen is obviously she's with it. She knows the young hip culture. But I see these shoes and I'm like, that's hideous footwear, and I don't understand it.
Dude, I'm always hanging around young black comics who are showing each other stuff on their phone. Look at that. 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 And it's always fucking shoes. And in the meantime, they're wearing a fucking $10 hoodie and fucking shitty looking jeans.
Right.
But,
a black t-shirt, shitty jeans.
They're putting all their money into sneakers.
Yeah.
Something that's supposed to be to run faster and jump higher. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even a nice leather pair of shoes that you would wear with a suit.
Right.
It doesn't. This is fucking senseless. But it's gone on long enough that it's real. And I would invest in these shoes before I would Bitcoin. Because I don't think that lust that they have is going to go away. But Vito, your feet are too fucking big. Why don't you just go get a custom nice shoe made? You pay $300 to go out and fucking sit watching bad wrestling. That's money you could have fucking put down towards your new fucking shoes.
Like a dress shoe?
Oh my God. Whatever you want. I don't give a fuck what you wear on your feet. It ain't going to help you. All right? You know why? Shoes don't make anybody smarter. Your biggest fucking problem is you're dumb as dirt.
Is there any kind of shoe that could make your foot look invisible? That would be your best bet.
Could you cut off the fucking middle part of your foot? Just put your big fucking toes against your heel and have a size 10 foot.
It would make me look more normal. There's some shoes I really can't wear because the fucking size. Like I can't wear Converse.
Remember we talked about this yesterday, Gail? Gail and I were in a conversation last night that said, how long before, when you bring Vito into the show, he turns it to his own physicality? You need to fucking shrink. You need to shrink. You worry about your body too much.
I guess I do.
You're inside baseball, but the inside is you. You're the baseball.
Look at this fucking lunatic, Chris.
What's up?
Do you worry anything about shoes?
Fuck no. I wear Air Force Ones. They look great on me.
Yeah, but that's a popular shoe.
Yeah.
What are you paying for them?
I pay $60.
You can't buy an Air Force One, right?
No, I'd have to go on to like footlocker.com on a good day.
And then what would you pay?
Probably
700?
120.
What?
120 for an Air Force One.
Why, if you're saying that he has a good shoe, take the 120 before you take fucking 60 and buy a goddamn shoe that's going to fall apart.
Yeah.
Made by children who, by the way, that just looks like an old man's deck shoe. How is that a good shoe?
Air Force Ones are just popular because they go with everything.
I really don't think they do, but
They go with everything. You know what else fucking goes with everything? Every sneaker ever fucking invented. No one says you're wearing the wrong sneaker unless you're a fucking sneakerhead. And guess what? I'm telling you, because I hang out with these guys, they never are done. Okay? There's not a shoe that makes them happy. They're always going.
they're always chasing the dream, you know? There's always another shoe on the horizon.
Every Wednesday. Wednesday is a shoe release day.
And Voss will buy 4 pairs of shoes, and they'll be like, what size shoe you wear? You want to buy these shoes? Why would I buy these fucking shoes?
I had to load them off on you?
Oh, yeah, he's always got extra pairs because he buys extra pairs. He moves extra shoes.
Fuck.
Which is illegal. It's a resale that can't be done. It's
a black one.
I've been pulled over by cops asking me if I had a receipt for shoes.
That sounds bootleg, dude.
I go, I made these shoes myself. I'm from China. I know how to make a fucking shoe.
Now, there's a guy outside, like every Thursday downstairs by the people who sell the fake bags. He has a suitcase full of fake Rolexes. That's what Vito should be worried about.
A fake Rolex thing is over with people, right?
Yeah. Does anyone even? Are there any watches that are popular?
Only
that
with
wanna...
older men. Older men still buy a Rolex.
Is there any youngsters who just like? Is
Apple
there a
Watch?
No, I'm not talking about.
We're talking
smart
about a
watch.
fucking nice fucking watch.
We're
to
talking
show.
about a timepiece.
A man would like to say, look, an older man will go, look, I have a Rolex. I'm doing very well. You're just like, you're wearing a bracelet, dude. No one gives a anybody could tell you the time with their phone. You don't need a watch. I'd rather see you wearing a pocket watch. Keeping that fucking in your pocket.
That would be nice to bring back. Classy.
There's still the spot in jeans for every pocket watch.
Yeah, that's what the little mini pocket is for.
Yeah. Vito uses his to put his dick in and pretend he has a girlfriend.
I know a friend of mine once said he thought that was for condoms. And I was like, that's what you might use it for. But this is not built for the condom.
You could put a bundle of coke in there easy enough.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
It's usually, drugs and lighters is really what I'm using.
I would never carry a fucking lighter in there.
Really?
Yeah, you could have a lighter fucking sticking into your goddamn side.
I feel like that's the perfect place to put my lighter.
It's the perfect place to put your watch. Nothing else.
I feel
a
like
round watch doesn't bother you.
the only thing I've ever put in there is like an extra bobby pins, but it's for girls.
Or a little lip gloss.
See what you started, Vito, with your fucking baby talk?
I just want to talk about bootleg products.
You're a wannabe sneakerhead. That's what this has turned into.
No, I just like bootleg.
You know what? A lighter does fit in there pretty easily.
See?
Just gave it a try.
It's nice because look, like when I put my lighter in my pants, I don't like digging through my pants to find a lighter. But right there, take right out.
Snow sharks.
Just look at, hold on one second. Just show him the nice smooth move you just said. Right there. I got it right now.
There you go.
You
Got a lighter,
look,
we'll
you
light
just
up.
stand up. You're like, right there.
Yeah, but what are you going to do when your pants fall down? Then you can't reach your fucking lighter. A lot of times I'm out with Chris and we're walking back in, and he has to do the wide walk because he's trying to keep his pants up while he walks. I'm just fucking cracking up the whole time. Did you ever see a guy doing the wide
Oh
walk?
yeah, I've seen it. I have seen it, and I've seen it on Chris, and I'm usually confused about what it is.
You know, that fucking drop ass pants look has been around longer than probably any men's fashion.
Yeah, it's weird that it's stuck around the low pant.
Yeah,
It can seem more popular than ever now.
I don't know.
I don't know.
'cause
When
it
it first
was-
came out in the 90s, it was like a gangster thing. Like, I'm
Yeah.
going to pull my pants up all the time.
But then, like, I feel like a lot of streetwear companies started with the like tighter jeans.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like in the young black community, it started to become cooler to wear tighter jeans, and then some guys still did the baggy thing.
You will never get the Hispanics off the fucking baggy thing. Ever.
It's very difficult. I'm going to be honest. This was like a couple weeks ago. I saw a guy on the train, and his this is going to be a little crass, but he was wearing his pants so low that I saw the full shape of his dick and balls. Like, they were so low that they were at like upper thigh level, and I'm just standing there and I'm like, I'm seeing everything. I can see the whole
Hashtag me too.
I saw everything. It was when he turned around, it was well below the cheek, like well below the cheek line. The whole
His cock?
Like, on the other side.
Congratulations. I salute you. Casey Affleck says he's not coming to the Oscars. His choice, because he doesn't want to be booed.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't want to distract. It's always last year's best actor gives out
Yes.
this year. This year's best actress.
Yeah.
And they decided that this year they're just going to have a dog run up with a fucking envelope and an Oscar tied around his
Oh,
head.
that'll be cute.
It's going to be adorable.
That's going to be really cute.
Now, my question is, right move, wrong move? Should he have stood strong?
No, I think it was the right move. I think that it's a better move to say, even if it's a selfish move that he doesn't want the bad attention, I think it's a good move to say, I do not want to distract from this actress's thing. You know what I mean? Like, because then
Look, he has the Oscar. They can't take him away. As years go by, people might forget the story, but they'll be like, oh, that's your Oscar? But like, you know, as years go by, no one remembers that Nick Cage has an Oscars because you all think he's a joke. When he dies, they'll go like this: Oscar winner Nick Cage passed away today. They're not going to say crazy ass actor Nick Cage. So yeah, it doesn't matter whether he goes back this year or not.
I think it was the right move for him to.
Would he
bow out.
won that Oscar this year
Nope.
for the same?
No, he would not.
He's out.
I'm not. I mean, if that story had come out even early enough, I don't even think he would have been nominated. And I think that it's a great performance. I mean, I said that last year. I said it's very confusing hearing a story like that, but I said it was a great performance, and in my opinion, it was the best.
I think he's a
performance.
great actor.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Probably even a better assaulter. I don't know. I can't tell who's a good assaulter or not. Vito seems like he might do something dangerous one day.
You think so?
I just always worry about him hugging Jen and hurting her. You know, getting
Right.
excited that he
That's
sees her.
I just think that could be just a physical harm. Like, I don't think he'd mean to cross a line, but he could just snap
Vito,
a back on
Are you
accident.
going out tonight to get your Super Bowl picks?
Yeah, I am. And I'm going to be.
Why did he answer like that?
I don't know.
Did you hear what he said, Gail?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. You're going to be where?
No, yeah, I'm going to be getting comedian Super Bowl picks, and I'm also hanging out with the host of a show here tonight.
Why can't we know?
I'm hanging out. Lord Sear invited me to a Def Jam party.
That has nothing to do with what your assignment is. Nothing. All week, didn't he tell you he was going to take care of that for you?
Yeah, he was going to go to.
And now he's running out with Lord Sear. Of course, you'd want to do that, but you never did that other stuff all week. Is that why you did the Because you're trying to get out of it?
No, I'm not trying to get out of it, but there's still time next week as well, and I'm going to go before I go to this thing, because that's later on.
Time has run out, my friend. Super Bowl.
Hashtag time's up.
Time's up.
Hashtag TikTok.
All the stuff that Chris bitches to me about with you, this is the first time I think I ever caught him red-handed, Chris.
I just want him to.
Because like, we'll have a project, and I'm like, why aren't you guys done with this? And he'll go, you guys? Ron, it's me. And I mean, he says that to me every single time I come to him to bitch.
Oh my God.
And he always makes a big deal because I was the one who said, let's pick Vito. I had the let's pick Vito. You got the let's pick Jen.
I did pick
And Chris feels like he doesn't get anything.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You get to pick your addictions, Chris. That's yours.
All the above.
So for once, you just proved him right today. Did it drive you crazy when you said we got a lot of time?
Yeah, because we have to start getting this thing together.
I know. Jeez, that's great radio. Why don't we take a break here? Who's stopping in?
Brad Steiner.
Nice, our buddy Brad.
And he's on afternoons 2 to 6 p.m. on Hits 96 in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And
Chattaboogie,
Tennessee. On Twitter at Brad Stinks.
Now he's here for the Grammys. Do you care about the Grammys this week?
I'm going to my friend's Grammy party.
Ooh.
It's just girls, cocktails, and food.
This year, I'm very excited. My grandmother is throwing a Grammy party. So
that doesn't sound that fun.
Oh, it is. And then penny candy. They called it that because it just cost a penny. And we'd get these little root beer barrels, and you'd suck on them all day. But you don't get them anymore. Kids don't even know what you're talking about. We used to take the ferry all the way down to Delaware, and it cost a nickel. From here to Delaware. It was great. And we slaughtered Indians on vacation. We'd go out west and we'd kill Indians. We had a mule. No one has a mule anymore. We had a mule. And it was better. All my sisters and brothers died from chickenpox at age 4. It was a lovely time.
It's a sad party.
Let's break. We'll be back. We'll talk some Grammys. Hang around with us for that because I know nothing about the Grammys this year. Bennington.
Welcome back to Bennington. Brad Steiner's in studio.
Oh, hi. Hi, buddy.
Brad's on afternoons 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Hits 96 in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Chattanooga? On Twitter at Brad Stinks.
Good to see you, man.
It's good to see you. It's strange. Art Garfunkel's still wandering the halls looking for coffee. I don't know what's happening.
He's in his own world. God bless him for it.
Do you know, I don't know how long ago that was, but I have thought about that interview every day since.
Yeah.
Because they'll call and they'll say, hey, do you want to have so-and-so on?
Yeah.
And I say, well, I don't know. Art Garfunkel wandered the halls one time looking for coffee, and then I don't know if I can handle Rob Schneider. Yeah.
Now, you're here for the Grammys, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be a big show this year. Is there a lot happening?
I don't know. It's very hip-hop focused.
Yeah.
They do like this, like every year it seems like they change with like the societal wind. You don't know what direction, like one year they want to go all top 40 because they need, ratings. And then the year before they want to go artsy and give a thing to Sting or Arcade Fire.
Yeah.
And then now it's, they realize, oh my God, we don't have any black people.
Well,
so like some hip hop artists.
You're supposed to do a little something for everybody during the Grammys, right? And I always like when they would take like Dolly Parton and put her with a hip hop artist. That's always my favorite thing.
Yeah. Dolly Parton and Common.
Yes,
really really good combination.
Now, Jen, you're going to a special party for this, right?
Yes, I'm going to.
You're not going
invited to this.
Yeah.
It's just at my house.
Vito, where are you going out with?
I'm going out with Lord Sear.
Why tonight?
Def Jam's throwing a party tonight, so he told me to come with him.
Don't get killed there. And then the guy who started Def Jam, didn't he just rape everybody?
Yeah, he's no longer a part of the company.
Oh man, if he was, it'd been a fun room for you.
Yeah.
It'd been great.
Now, Jen, who are you looking forward to see?
Cardi B. She's performing.
She's still around.
Yep.
She is.
Showed up 5 minutes ago. She's still around.
Yeah, but it seems longer. It's been painful for me.
What does the B stand for, by the way? Do you know?
Bites.
Gotcha. Blows.
Is it blood?
But Callis, I think is her real name.
Which I thought we had something to do with blood because she was always like Barty.
Yeah,
and
that might be one of the reasons she kept it. But I know her real name starts with a B. I don't know how to pronounce it though.
Okay. So that's your big thing.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah. I think me and my friends are very excited about
who's
the
she performing
ratchet
with?
she's going to bring.
Luther Vandross?
I think I don't know who she's performing with. I don't think they've announced
The
that.
house is not a home. Thank you, everybody. Let me introduce
I make
Cardi
good
B.
moves. I don't gotta dance.
The chair is still a chair. He's just walking around ignoring all the madness.
Gonna do what the who? Let's find out and see. Cardi B.
What is a lot of Cardi B?
Yeah, she knows. She's very
You can
big.
ask Jen. We literally listened to the song. She was, I think it was Vito and Jen were like, "Oh, you got to check out Cardi B." And I'm like, "I'm not going to enjoy this." And like a minute later, I was like, "I make bloody moves." Like, I heard that song
Knew all the
twice,
words.
and I knew all the lyrics. I was like, "This is the best song ever."
She actually was arrested, and that happens with her, but hers was weird, for licking a weight bench. I don't even know why. Why would that even come up?
Why would you get arrested for it?
Yeah, I don't know. This is a Me Too movement is going on right now. Some of the weightlifters have been through hell over the years. Vito, who are you looking most forward to seeing?
Childish Gambino.
Oh, tying it in with the comedy.
Well, no, I love Gambino. I saw
Does
him live.
anybody in the actual rap community like what he's doing? Do they?
Yeah, he's very popular, and now he's like moved out of rap and he's more like soul music / R&B. But I saw him live this summer. I love him, and he's got a really good chance to win.
Anybody has a good chance. They're just throwing it out there any way they want. This isn't an election.
Was Kendrick's album this year and nominated, or am I thinking of the year before?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is like Humble.
This is Humble. The last
nice.
one was, I don't know, P.D. Pablo. I don't know what the name of the album was.
Is Kendrick performing?
Is Kendrick performing? That's a question. I don't know.
Yeah.
I come in this blind.
You don't seem like you have the passion for this. I'm being totally honest. You don't seem like you like getting the free trip and all the drugs and alcohol that come along with that.
And,
yeah.
I said to some people, I was like, you know what, I might not even go to the show.
Yeah.
I just hang out around town.
Where's the show at?
I thought it was at Madison Square Garden, but then I walked by Radio City Music Hall, and they've got a whole big red carpet thing set up.
Oh, okay. Radio
I don't know where the
City.
hell I'm going.
Yeah.
I think it's at the Garden.
Yeah.
Be a tiny room for Radio City Music Hall.
You
going
just
for the
said
Staples
racist.
Center. I tried to. I tried to work it in. Boy, Chris is rubbing off.
Chris, you're racist, is what we're saying.
Meatface wants to correct us. Go ahead, Meat.
Hey, I know where Cardi B got her name from.
Where's that?
She was on Instagram, and she was using the name Bacardi, just Bacardi, and they sent her a cease and desist, so she changed it to Cardi B.
That's well worth the pretty good prize closet, my friend.
Nice.
Because that makes total sense now that you're looking at it.
I got the same letter from Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
Genetic freak?
Well, it wasn't. I mean, when you started saying it's time for the Steiner recliner,
Yeah, you should. That was
people
too
got
far.
angry.
I mean, honestly, when I first started, like in 2000, somebody called me up one night. I didn't know what the hell the Steiner recliner was. I didn't watch the Steiner brothers. And so somebody called me up and said, hey, you should call your show the Steiner recliner. I said, all right, I'll do that. No problem. Idiot 19-year-old on the radio.
Yeah.
No business doing it.
That belongs to the WCW, my friend. Vito, what was Scott's brother's name? I never can remember.
Rick.
Okay, good.
There's a third one, too, I thought, right? There's a third
What?
Steiner
third
brothers.
Steiner?
Right.
I never even knew this. Vito, why are you ignoring everything?
It's like a third Peyton Manning,
Yeah.
you know, a third Manning brother.
No, I don't
Cooper
think there was a
Steiner?
third Steiner because it was the two Steiner brothers. They wore the singlets. It was just the Steiner.
Yeah.
It's just the singlets.
You know,
There's
You even know the
signature
outfit name.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I saw those guys one day looking at a Steinway piano. It was right up on 57.
Oh, good.
And they're like, I go, it's not a Steiner piano.
Who knew they were so cultured?
They were, I mean, first of all, only one of them took steroids, which was odd.
Yeah.
One of them just had muscles on top of muscles. It was frightening, and he would be just a total rage. And the other one was a pretty fat, easygoing guy.
Just loving life.
He's like, life is good, man. Sorry about my brother, because I think you're good people.
Scott wore the chainmail and called himself the genetic freak.
Yes, he did. It wasn't genetics that he was a freak. It was pure drugs. Pure fucking drugs. Well, live and learn, right?
Yeah, it's different times.
Yeah, that's why drugs are gone now. That's why you never hear about the opioid crisis. All right, who else? Who's up for a comedy album of the year? I remember being disappointed when it came out because it was just albums of people's
Specials,
shows.
yeah.
And I would not let them do that.
I think
would,
like Speck of Dust is one for Sarah Silverman got
Chappelle.
nominated.
And
That's
then
a good, that's a good group. That's a really good group.
Yeah, it's too good. You know what I mean? Like, they're not putting out albums.
It's Chappelle, Gaffigan, Seinfeld, Sarah Silverman, and Kevin Hart.
Who is it? Anybody here just a straight album, or all of them are from their specials?
I think it's all for their specials.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are all specials.
I mean, Jerry before Seinfeld. A lot of times, you don't want to listen to an album here. I'm standing in front of my house, as you can see. This is my bedroom. Chappelle wins, I guess.
Yeah, that's my guess. I'm guessing that Chappelle.
I picked
wins it.
Chappelle as a winner. Sarah and maybe Gaffigan. You know, if you give something to Jerry, he's not going to even know where he put it. He's so fucking rich right now.
Yeah, but they don't even show up for this category.
Well, they're not even allowed to come in for it. They do it.
really?
Yeah, they give it to him in the alley. You drive up in the alley, and they go like this. Did you win? No. Okay. Next girl comes up. Oh, here you go, Seinfeld.
Roll the
For
window
you.
down, toss it in.
Yeah.
I actually got to walk the red carpet with Weird Al Yankovic and Patton Oswalt one year. That was fantastic.
You had me at Weird Al.
I know.
You had me at Weird Al.
That was going to send your thighs a quiver.
There's nothing bigger, I think, in the world of the fusion of comedy and music than Weird Al.
Yeah.
He's the one and only person in that category.
Jimmy Fallon tries, but it's Weird Al.
Yeah.
We have a festival in Chattanooga that literally will book him every year if they
Sure.
could. They love him.
Sure.
Love everything about him.
What is the festival?
Let's not give that any mention. Let's not talk about that. No.
It's the Ku Klux Klan. It's time to celebrate blood.
Sometimes they like to let loose with some comedy.
Yeah, why not?
It's a weird year because it's all hip hop. I don't know a hip hop fan. Jen, maybe you're a hip hop fan. Is that Jay-Z album any good?
Amazing.
Is it that good?
It's that good.
I would have loved to listen to it, but I don't have the special app.
Right, that'd have been fun to listen.
Oh, you can only listen on Tidal.
Yeah.
Wow, that's the exact opposite of what performers would want to do. To have as few people possible, just elite people listen to
When it
their
came out,
music.
I was like, man, I'd love that. I don't want Tidal.
But here's the U2 album. Congratulations.
Look, there goes Charlie, the Vikings fan.
There you go.
Oh, God, he looks terrible. He looks terrible.
He looks like an actual Viking.
Yeah, he
He's crushed.
does.
You can see he's crushed.
He's going nowhere with that life.
You like the Jay-Z album more than the Childish Gambino and the Kendrick Lamar?
I only listened to he's a Childish Gambino fan. I like the Kendrick Lamar one, but I did like Jay-Z's better.
Wait, you don't like Childish Gambino at all?
I'm not. He's okay. I can't get into his music.
You feel like he's immature, Childish Gambino?
He wrote a song about pot roast or something, didn't he? It's like gumbo.
Why is he writing about pot roast? He wanted some, or
he hates it? Was it a diss track against pot roast?
It had something to do with pot, like we're roasting this weed. Yeah, all right, I like it now. I like it. It's really under the fucking radar.
That Kendrick album had come out just before I think we went to Austin for Moon
Oh,
Tower.
yeah, 'cause I was
and so now I have an association with it because Jen and I shared a hotel room and she woke up every morning, put the Kendrick album on, and that's what we do makeup to.
Yeah.
So now I have like a weird association with it.
Do you play music every morning?
When I want to like a trip for some reason, when they have like the little, because I don't have that at home, like the iPod thing to connect, and you could listen to it in the shower, like a little.
Somebody give her $50.
Yeah. I know. I should really get. I should get one.
Yeah, isn't that much money?
So I don't know why I get excited whenever I see it at a hotel, and I just.
But every morning in Austin, we'd be doing our makeup like, sit down, be humble.
She'd be like, Jen, what is this? I like this one. I'm like, yeah, it's Kendrick.
I remember every morning in Austin. Remember, Chris? I have to call
liked
you.
her white voice.
Yeah,
Jen, I love this music.
that is how you talk, though.
What is that?
Go ahead and plug, Chris.
Brad Steiner's in studio. Brad's on afternoons 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Hits 96 in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
It's 96. mix. We got the hits.
Can I use that?
Yeah.
I'd love
Sure.
to.
Sure. I mean, it took me a while to come up with it.
It's better than Despacito, honestly.
And on Twitter, @Brad Stinks.
So you're still loving living in Chattanooga?
Yeah, I love it. You haven't listened to any of these, have you?
No.
There's
no,
not
no,
one
no.
song you've heard?
No.
There's got to be LCD Sound System's got to be nominated.
They're nominated for Best Dance Album and
Yeah.
Dance Recording. I'm sorry, Best Dance Recording and I think Best Alternative Album.
It's a great album.
It's
definitely
amazing.
one of the best of the year.
What did I
What
fucking...
about Despacito? You ever heard Despacito?
Yeah, I have heard it.
Okay.
And
He
it's
loves it.
like a fucking childish wedding song. But there was an article out that said LCD Sound System is our Huey Lewis and the News.
No, that's offensive.
Yeah.
That hurts me to my core.
To Huey?
Yeah.
Have you seen that, Chris? Have you seen that article? Look it up. He'll find it for us.
All right.
But you guys don't feel that at all. You don't feel like he's just aiming at middle of the road hits.
No,
I don't know.
I don't.
No, it's the most fun live show I've ever been to.
Yeah, it's.
I say he just attacks James Murphy. Maybe it's not an attack on Huey Lewis. I mean, maybe he's like
Right.
Huey Lewis is great.
Great, and then
you
like,
know?
this is great. Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love LCD Sound System. I've
Me
loved
too.
all their albums, and that their live show was just phenomenal.
I cried when they because I was an idiot and I found them like a week after their last show. And I was like, where the hell have I been on LCD Sound System? And then I feel terrible admitting that. And then when they came back, I felt like a sobbing baby at the show.
I never
It's
believe
just so much
anyone
fun.
when they say that they're not going to perform again. It's a lie. Every single
You
time.
believe Elton John?
Why would I?
Okay.
This guy has went out, even if it's just him and his piano, every day for 50 years.
Yeah.
Why is he going to stop? It's not hard. He sits down at work. Do you know how much money that Elton can get for just walking out and playing a piano? And I don't care who you are. You're probably going like, do you want to go do that corporate gig tonight? What's it pay? Just $1 million. No. I don't feel like going over there and picking up $1 million from them.
Thanks.
Tired.
They want me to play 3 songs? Can't do it.
No.
Yeah, I gotta.
It's a little bit funny.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we paid for this. Worth every penny.
Feeling inside. Just like so fucking bored. So what do you guys do? You sell vacuum cleaners or what is it? Oh, medical supplies.
I gotta stretch this 45 minutes out.
Yeah, right. Benny and the Jets. There's some Jets.
Now the CEO wants to sing. Let's go.
Jets, yeah. He just hits bump, looks at the audience.
Yes, that is half an hour of a show.
Bump, bump, bump. And then in 1975, I always love when they give you a history lesson of their own thing. And people do that more when they're alone, you know? And there's so many people that you can get to come to your gig and you'll pay them and they just have an acoustic guitar or piano now. That whole business didn't exist before.
Yeah.
And a lot of people you thought, oh, whatever happened to him? Man, he's making $1 million a summer playing Indian casinos. While you're laughing your ass off that he's washed up, he's making a lot of money.
He has 3 pools.
Yes. His pool has a pool when the pool needs to fucking cool off. First of all, that would be the new greatest thing, just to brag about the amount of pools that you have.
Yes, the new TV.
Yeah.
Back in the 50s.
We've got to get out of here. We only have 2 pools. There isn't any more room.
You have 2 pools? Ugh. What kind of animal are you?
Yeah. Jen, who would you love to see in that thing? Just one person by themselves coming out. And by the way, no playing any fucking music. They have to make the music themselves.
Make the music.
Yeah, they can't be singing along with a track or whatever.
Oh.
It's got to be a person with a guitar, piano. and
Vocalist.
Vocalist.
Alicia Keys.
Okay.
That's a damn good fucking call.
It's a really
And
good
I
call.
guarantee you, if we had enough money, we could get her to come to our party. There's
definitely.
always enough money. You know?
Everybody's
Vito,
got a price.
you have a price,
Everybody's
right?
gonna pay.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go to the Bruce thing on Broadway, but it's impossible to get tickets to it.
All right, let's just say this. I just said you had a price. Nothing to do with Bruce on Broadway. Here's the deal. $1 billion. You can never see your mom again.
No, I would not take that deal.
You wouldn't take the $1 billion. You could take $500 million and give it to your mom and say, Mom, You're going to live the rest of your life great. You won't have to put up with me anymore.
You should be happier.
$1 billion.
No, I love my mom. I could not do that. But
Is she listening right now?
Money.
Is that why?
Yeah, she is. She could use the money, right?
But then I don't think. I think she would.
$2 billion. You each get $1 billion.
Oh my God!
I feel like we're watching a Ryan Seacrest game show.
And then your mom are going to be billionaires.
Who's she gonna have with her?
Somebody
so
who
many
wants to
friends.
hang out and spend $1 billion.
Giant stacks of money will
Right.
be right.
I think she'll find somebody to hang out with. Yeah.
When you have
It's
seven
$100
pools.
million, right?
She would buy Elton John to hang out with her every day. Don't.
She's just in the pool. Just like,
I'll be going to the third pool here in a second.
I
Hang
wish
on.
Vito was here, but deal's a deal.
She's just in the pool eating a big thing of potato salad. Just eating a monstrous fucking bowl of potato
I don't know
salad.
why, but that sounds so good to me.
It's
I wish I was rich enough to lay in the pool
eat a bucket of potato salad.
just by myself.
Yeah.
Oh God, what a great life!
You're eating it with a boat oar. You're so rich. You're just slamming a boat oar. Potato salad all falling down.
What if the pool was potato salad?
Oh my God, I'd dive in there. I would dive in and drown myself in it.
Potato salad always ruined with bacon, though. I never liked the potato salad with the bacon.
Well, you're in the
Always-
South. It doesn't happen anywhere real.
Yeah,
All right.
we don't have that up
You're
here.
not monkeying with your potato salad.
No,
right.
I'm having my mom's potato salad. I'm not even eating
You're having Vito's mom's
I'm
potato
not saying
salad.
this. Oh God, no. But I'm not eating it as what I call Jew potato salad.
Gotcha. Nice.
All right, Chris Stanley.
Yes.
$50 million.
$50 million. Okay.
You and your girlfriend never see each other again.
Because I care about her, I'm taking that cash, Ronnie B.
I was going to go
You
up.
care about her, right?
Now, how much of that are you giving her, Mill?
I'm going to give her about $750,000. I'll just set her up for a couple years. Oh, come on. Like,
She really could get a step up with $750. And this guy's going to go through his money quick.
And his relationship's not going to last a couple of years anyway, so.
And what the fuck?
His heart's not going to last a couple of years.
She'll be a widow.
Not eating all
I'll
that
say
potato
this.
salad.
She'll walk down the aisle all right to a funeral, not to a fucking wedding.
Oh God!
So that's why the 750 is going to do her well. And maybe, you know.
And how much are you taking?
I'm taking $49,250,000 for myself.
Right.
And I'm thinking of her, too.
Wait, you're not talking about the settlement, are you?
This is
Okay.
settlement talk.
Okay.
Settlement. He's getting more money than that, I think. Have you checked him in yet?
I can't talk about the settlement.
Because I saw those new pair of sneakers that you're flaunting in front of Vito.
Just blink if your settlement came in.
I heard about sneaker talk. Do you have new sneakers?
I got Air Force Ones.
Oh, let me see the What do you got?
They're fucking great. Look at check. There you go.
Oh, nice. There you go. I got the Jordans. Look at those. All right, now it's
Wow, those
sneaker
are
talk. Aren't you guys?
much nicer.
It's our new what's in a boot.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Those are nice, much nicer than
His
yours.
are
Why do you
flashier
get
than
them? What do you pay for this?
I didn't pay for them. Some friends of mine got them for me.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
they just showed up at the.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I understand.
Some friends of mine.
And all of a
You know what I
sudden,
mean?
all of a
Couple
sudden there
of
was a
spins.
record no one liked on the air. Hey kids, isn't this great?
Love the new Childish Gambino song. Don't know what it is. It's about pot roast.
When I started, we used to say "smells like a hit." That was it. It just. All right. Here's Def Leppard, fucking singing some kind of crazy shit at you. Go nuts. Hey, Mike. Mike, what's up?
Ellen,
Hey, what's up?
I would pay any price to see Noel Gallagher just walk out on stage at the CLA or something like that with like guitar, harmonica.
I think he does it. I think you could probably get him to come by your house if you had enough money.
Yeah, don't they do kind of solo stuff,
Yeah.
but not? Yeah,
Yeah, I
they just
saw-
don't do together.
It was either one of them. I don't remember if it was Liam or Noel, but one of them was at Hangout Festival, and he literally walked off stage in the third song. I think the contract
It's
was like
Liam.
3 songs. Like, yeah, I'm done now.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah, I wouldn't hang out around a fucking minute longer than I had to. I would even say, if I was done, let's say they booked me for 15 minutes, and I was halfway through my song at the 15-minute walk, I would just walk off. Benny! That's it. That's all you get in Benny.
The accountant can finish this one.
Chuck in Boston says he's got a little bit of dish for us. Go ahead, Chuck.
How you doing? It's kind of a spy report.
Spy report.
All right, so I just found out the other day that the Tracy Morgan accident, the reason it happened,
Walmart hired some guy who lived 500 miles away from the terminal for an over-the-road position, and he was allowed to go home every week. So on the particular day of the accident, he drove 500 miles to work in his car, got in his truck, and drove. And he didn't get enough sleep, and that's why the accident.
Yeah, I heard the guy fucking passed out. And,
That's the reason. Yeah, that's the reason it happened. A lot of people. This first time I heard of it was yesterday that he did drive 500 miles to work and then start driving, which is very dangerous.
Well, it worked out well for Tracy.
Yeah.
Right now, he's eating a giant bowl of potato salad in his third pool.
Hey, which pool are you in?
You know, it'd be great if Chris gave out the $750 and never saw his girlfriend again, even if no one asked him to. He just won the lottery.
He just peels it off. Sorry,
I think
honey.
Chris's money came in. The settlement came in because remember that day he had a potato salad party for us?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just know you guys like potato salad. Thought you wanted some potato salad.
Not that much. No one can eat that much. Truck came up full of potato salad.
Filled the fishbowl with potato salad.
I wanted to impress you guys.
I wasn't really realizing it until I was on my 7th helping of potato salad. I was like, this is highly unusual.
And then you ask yourself, there's no pool around me. I'm not in a pool.
Yeah, the money's here. Vito loves his mom more romantically than Chris loves his girlfriend.
That's
No, he's
just
selfish. He's selfish.
How's
he
that
is
selfish?
because he wants to see his mom for himself.
Yeah,
I want to keep Leslie all to myself.
You're going to be the $1 billion baby, all right? All you had to do, you were offering a chance to give your mom $1 billion.
You know how much happiness that buys?
You should probably call her and ask her if, like, hey, Mom, can I? You want $1 billion, or you just want me to hang around?
I don't think she'd want that deal.
She'd say no, but she'd be crazy not to take that deal.
I don't think she would. I know Leslie.
Personally, if I was her, I'd pay money to never see you again. I'd pay a portion of my check every week.
You know, Vito, you can keep both billions. You could have it.
Yeah. But you love your mom, huh?
Yeah. Leslie's my best friend.
And more.
It's not romantic. It's just
You took your mom to the prom. That's not romantic?
I mean, it was a nice setting, but
That's disgusting.
Take her to a nice dinner before.
He's disgusting.
Why'd you guys rent a hotel room after, though?
Yeah.
we had to go to after prom.
He told me the other day that he and his mom watch porn together, and I think that's sick.
It's
I think
nice
sick.
bonding.
Come on,
exercise.
Pornhub. Strictly for artisan reasons.
Oh.
Research for his book.
Who else? Anybody performing that we're all going to go crazy about?
You too will be performing.
Oh, that's right.
Me?
You as well, Ron.
Here's a song none of you want to hear. I saw them on Saturday Night Live. I thought they were god awful.
Yeah, I did not like that song or that performance that they did. Yeah.
I would just go there and yell, play the hits at them tonight.
Give me the hits.
Give me the fucking hits. Dance, monkey boy, dance for my pleasure.
Kendrick's performing. You got Kendrick. You got who else? I feel like I just saw the list, but everything is literally like I don't know if I'm intrigued by any of it.
Yeah,
I really don't know if I'm into it.
Elton John and Miley Cyrus are performing together.
Oh, that's right.
Don't go breaking my heart. Elton, I wouldn't if I tried.
Lady
Now,
Gaga.
somebody told me that the Miley Cyrus thing is over too. Her time at the top is done. She's an also
she doesn't seem like she's at that same pop stardom she was,
I don't know,
but
the
she
gay-
does.
She's
She
calmed
goes
down.
through so many phases that I never know what is going to be the new reinvented.
I don't know. The gays love her. They
do,
love
yeah.
her.
Yeah, that means it's over.
Well, I
When
mean,
the gays love you, it means you're going to have a long career, but not a popular career
Right.
anymore.
When the gays love you, they're just like, we love you, you washed up old bitch.
Look at you. You look like a tranny.
Lady Gaga's performing.
speak of the devil. Yeah.
There she is.
Now, what's her story now, Lady Gaga? What's she
She's
up
going to
to?
perform Joanne, I think. She's going to do that piano ballad, Joanne.
Why don't you just do Jolene instead and fucking drive the place crazy?
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. All right, that sounds good. These are big performers.
Rihanna will be performing.
Rihanna, when's she going to cover that? Cover her own fucking name song. By the way, I remember the first time Lady Gaga came to this place, and it was Beatlemania. Beatlemania out front, there was so many people.
Yeah.
Next time she came, she just walked right through the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't
What
even
year
need-
was this?
This was
4 years ago, 5 years ago.
might have been even more than that, Chris. I can't tell years anymore. To me, I don't know whether something happened 7 years ago or this morning. Were the towers knocked down today? Was that
All I know
somewhere
is
in my mind?
we're in a post 9/11 world. That's all I know.
It is a post 9/11 world. And a pre something else world. That's what we have to remember, yeah.
Oh yeah, you got some news? You got some
No,
info?
the news is always there. Why you put up the big three for me? Chris is Trace Hombre's going to be there. ZZ Top,
Flying Burrito Brothers going to be performing.
Oh, I'd love to be at that show.
Who doesn't?
Pink is performing.
Okay, she'll be flying around for something. She'll have some sort of skydiving.
What? Oh, Pink?
She'll be rappelling off Madison Square
I thought he said pig, too.
I thought he said
me
pig,
too.
yeah.
Oh, no, Pink.
Here's what I want you to do. Go back and listen to that and see if you stump yourself. People, Pink has had a much longer career than anybody could ever believe.
I agree.
She's been steady.
It's surprising how long.
Never
she has
the biggest act in the world, but always top 20.
And I'll be honest, I hate saying this because it makes me feel I'm a tad attracted to her. That's
Why would you-
that's my undercover attraction. To
Why
Pink.
would you be? She's a very attractive woman.
That's because she would break my dick off. I think she would
okay.
destroy me.
She does seem quite
Yeah.
strong.
She's a top.
Yeah.
She's a top, but maybe you need that in your life right now.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. No, I don't need that. No, I got enough problems. I don't need any more of that.
You got 99 problems and Pink ain't one of them. Or as Chris calls her, Pig. Pig is
That's
here.
really rude.
Imagine if she was here and you said Pig is on the show today.
Pig's new album.
Hashtag Me Too is coming after you, pal.
Oh yeah, we're just waiting for that to happen.
Sam Smith also performing.
Oh yeah,
Is he still around?
Switch around.
Boy, that's a snoozer.
Yeah.
Good night.
He had a big hit though. That was a big hit, and
Who wrote it? Not him.
Yeah, you'll get the lawsuit soon enough.
Not fucking him. Damn, we're cynical about music. Aren't we? We're cynical about music for the kids. We shouldn't be.
What is the last new thing that you liked?
I'd probably have
Doobie
to
Brothers?
say. I'd have to say AIDS was the first.
Okay, you're talking the benefit though.
It's a very good. Oh, the album that we got into last year that I found the night David Bowie died.
Oh
singer.
yeah, that's an excellent album. Yeah, I mean there
Lily
was
Hyatt.
Yeah, Lily
Hyatt
Hyatt's
is my
album was
favorite.
great. LCD Sound System obviously had a great album. There was like
No,
a
but you
couple
say
really-
what's the last new thing? He questioned me,
yeah.
and I'm thinking that's the last new act that I'm crazy about. Can't think of anybody else right now.
Yeah.
And even people that are established, I don't even like most of their new stuff. I think this means everything's shutting down for me. All my internal organs are slowly going out.
Yeah, I do worry about the day where I get to the age where everything I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. Like I don't know, I don't like anything anymore.
Yeah.
I don't relate to it anymore, and I feel like I'm getting closer and closer by the day.
Here's what looks worse, though, is if you hang around your format too long and everybody looks like children to you. And you're staring. No, you dress long. But remember the guy who grabbed ass? He looked like, okay, you're in the format.
So why are you looking at me? Why I didn't do it?
It's radio. It's radio, and apparently it happens 100% of the time. But they said particularly in country radio. In country radio, most of those stars have been groped by fucking radio guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
That's so weird that they would feel like they were in a position.
But they
to
can
do
get
that.
rid of you. Look, there's our street right there.
Oh, yeah.
There you are, Brad. Right there behind that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you're living your life.
Hey everybody.
Hey. All right, we're gonna wrap this up, Chris.
Yes, we do.
You don't make any Grammy predictions for the Pinwheel Posse?
Yeah, why don't you do
All
a
right.
pinwheel posse?
What'd
Why
you
don't you
do?
cut one later today?
All right, we'll do. I'll give all my predictions for the Grammys.
Okay.
Yes.
Make some paper
love
stacks.
it.
Make some paper stacks.
Yeah. I love
G-stacks.
Yeah.
The G-stacks.
I
I'm
love
sorry.
betting on stuff. Then suddenly I would care about the Grammys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm feeling
Here's
Jay-Z.
what. Without you looking, okay, you can't look. You pick whatever you want, and I have the field. All right.
Okay.
Oh wow.
All right.
And how much you want to do a Grammy?
$10 a Grammy.
No, but I don't. Okay, $10 a Grammy. But how many Grammys are you picking? Anything that's on TV
I think
that
it's-
night?
Yeah, all
None of
that's,
the fucking engineering thing.
yeah, no. Only anything that's on the Grammys on the actual broadcast.
Why don't you take the top four categories, top 4 or 5 categories?
I'm not playing for $40.
Okay, let's have a real fun.
Vito, I
let's
want
get
you to
$10.
keep an eye on him to make sure he doesn't go online and look to see somebody has picked things. All right.
Okay.
I want this. He can pick whatever he wants, and I'll take the field. You said $10 a Grammy.
$10 a Grammy.
So was it like 12 bets?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to leave the money with you in case I forget.
Just give me a credit card. It'll be fine.
All right, close us out. First, thank everybody.
Brad Steiner's been in studio. Brad is on afternoons 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Hits 96 in Chattanooga, Tennessee. On Twitter at Brad Stinks. And early John Presley was in John's film Flamekeeper. The Michael Cleveland story comes out in 2018. Flamekeeperfilm.com for more information. And Michael Cleveland's album Fiddler's Dream is nominated for Best Bluegrass Album.
All right, I'm pulling for him no matter what. I'm pulling for him.
Me too.
All right, that's it for us, Brad. Always great to see you,
Thanks
buddy.
so much.
Always stop by when you're in town.
It's an honor to be asked.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
know. All right, we'll see you all again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!